Hello. Hi. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I'm live. Hello. Hello, gamers. Why is my YouTube chat not on? Oh wait, hold on. It's because no one typed in there yet. Okay, I was like, there's something broken. But hello. Good morning. It's not morning, but good afternoon. It's like 1 p.m. Hi, gamers. Hello. Kind of a guerrilla stream today. Well, not really. I planned on streaming today. I just wasn't sure what time I wanted to stream. So I guess I decided that time is now. We're gonna just stream now. But I hope everybody is doing well today. Okay, hold up. My brain is trying to like recalibrate. It's been a few days. I've been out of town with Mother Rhea. We got to do some fun stuff together. Lots of bra shopping. So, yeah. Not really sure what we're doing today. I put yap and react since I feel like that's probably the most basic formula of a stream we can do today. But who knows? Maybe we'll do something else. I don't think we're gonna... For sure, we're not gonna play any Switch games because I don't have my Switch hooked up to my... my PC right now. But I hope everybody is having a wonderful Wednesday. You are officially halfway through the week, and I'm proud of you for making it halfway through. I say that because I need to also hear that I'm proud of myself for making it halfway. I don't know how I'm still alive, if I'm being really honest. I've been working, even though I've been out of town with Mother Rhea. I was even working on the trip. I brought my like laptop and everything and was getting a lot of stuff done. So yeah, I had one of my first exam of the semester yesterday. I'm pretty certain I got an A on it, but who knows? Maybe I got a C. I have no idea. I feel fairly confident, and I think I need to carry that energy with me throughout the rest of this stream. So yeah, that happened yesterday. As I don't really know. My week has been kind of uneventful, if I'm being really honest. Life has just been a little boring recently, but there's nothing wrong with it being boring. I'm just kind of doing my own thing, getting some stuff done, all the sorts. So I would like to think that I'm doing a decent job. At living and surviving and all the sorts. So yeah, that's been fun. I guess we can talk about a few things. Also, hello YouTube. All the YouTube chatters are starting to finally roll in. I was gonna stream at 5 p.m. today, but I wanted to save my evening to work on other things. So I know I usually stream at 5. It's either 1 p.m. or 5 p.m. that I usually stream, which are two very, very different times. So I understand if some viewers can't make it to today's stream. And especially because I didn't put out a schedule this week. I was going to put out a schedule yesterday, but my week has kind of just been all over the place. So I kind of just didn't even bother. I was just like, I'm just going to do a guerrilla week this week and then go back to schedule next week. I'm actually really excited because next week I'm dropping a project that I've been working on for quite some time. So if you're curious, definitely yes, keep your eyes peeled for next week. Do you have a game show to watch later this evening? Heck yeah. It was my birthday on Monday. Happy birthday. Happy late birthday. So yeah, I have a project dropping next week, so I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. So I have a surprise for us, I suppose, yeah. And then there's going to be something special going along with it. So I think that's next week, right? October is next week. Oh my goodness. Gosh, the year went by so fast. I think that we're in the last, like, 4th of 2025 is actually bonkers to me. I feel like this year has been probably one of my more chaotic years of living. And I think that's very much reflected in how much I've been streaming and how much I've been just been active in general. But I feel like this year has been, knock on wood, really good so far. So I'm quite happy with how this year has been turning out, and I hope that it stays that way. I did kind of want to address something. I had some people comment on this, and I'm just gonna address it once on stream. I'm gonna address it once on stream, and that's it. So yesterday I had put out an announcement on my Discord, and I had put it on. So if you guys don't know, I have a second channel called Size Trident. That is my second channel. It's not my main channel. However, I think it gets more views than my main channel, which is fine. I don't really care. I post for the most part daily. Sometimes I miss a day or two, which is fine. My reactions to videos, which is what I do on stream nowadays. I do a lot of Pokemon reacting and then play Pokemon and play card games. That's kind of like the big three that I do. But I post there almost every single day, whether that comes in the form of a Team Sky video, where we're reacting to a Pokemon type explained, we're reacting to M&J TV. Sometimes we'll react to Uma Musume stuff, you know, all that sorts, right? So I'm gonna give some context to this because I feel like this is very, very important for me to give context. So there was a lot of the way I do my react stuff is I react to it on stream. So that would often be on my Twitch channel and or my YouTube main channel. And what I do is I send the VOD over to my editor, and she takes care of it and she edits it and then posts it on my YouTube, and then I have to take care of the title and the thumbnail and all the sorts, which is perfect. That's a great workflow. I have a great workflow with my editor. Definitely go check out Kazu. She's amazing. So oftentimes when I do a formula like that, stuff gets put into the video, or like just happens to make it into the video. And this is not anybody's fault. This is just the nature of making a stream into a YouTube video. So a lot of times I'll be acknowledging like follows, subscribers, stuff like that. So there happened to be like one chatter, and I don't even remember what video it was. It was like maybe a month and a half ago. So there was one chatter that had come in there and was like, oh, by the way, happy birthday. And like, it was a genuine, like, they just didn't know it was my birthday. It wasn't my birthday, or they just genuinely thought it was. Maybe they got the dates mixed up. But it was like, literally, this chatter said one thing. They literally just said, oh, happy birthday. Oh, my bad. You know, like, all that. And my chat kind of like took it as like, oh, happy birthday, Sai. Happy birthday, Poseidon. Like, everybody was like saying it. And it was funny for like the first like few times it happened. And because that happened in the middle of a reacting to a video, you know, the people who were watching the video were going in the comments and were like, happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, by the way. Which at first I didn't mind, because it was just like, oh, okay, that makes sense because, you know, it was in the video. It's whatever. And then for like, I want to say a few weeks, I don't even know how long, like maybe close to a month, for like every single video I had posted on my React channel, it was just a plethora of comments. By plethora, I mean like 3, 4, 5, which isn't a lot considering like how many more comments there are that aren't not related to that, but it's still quite a few comments. Were like, happy birthday, Sai, happy birthday, Sai. And you know how like when a joke gets kind of repeated over and over again, it gets kind of tiring to hear, and then getting tired from it gets turned into being annoyed by it. And you know, I just, whenever I saw those comments, I was just kind of like, So yeah, the joke got overused, and you know, it gets really tiring. And you know, I know it's not something that's a huge deal. Somebody can argue, right? Poseidon is comments, it's helping your video out, and that is very true. That is extremely true. Jester J, thank you so much for the follow. However, you know, I would it's just tiring to hear. It's I know it's so stupid, and I know it's like, I don't know. It just feels like I might be overreacting a bit, and if I am, like, ignore me, I suppose. Draconic Leaf, thank you so much for the follow. So I just want to say this one last time. I'm not going to address it any further. I actually deleted the tweet I made. I think the tweet was up for like 20 minutes before I was kind of like, no, I don't think this should be up on my Twitter. And if you still have it, it's fine, whatever. Please, if you are one of the people that is continuing to make that joke or like comment it and spam it under my videos, Can you please stop? It's getting quite irritating, if I'm being really honest. And I feel like I shouldn't have to address it as much as I am. Because now I've addressed it on my Discord. I've addressed it on my last 2 YouTube videos. I pinned a comment on both of them. And then I pinned a comment today on the recent one. And then there was like 3 people who had the audacity to reply to the comment with, hey, thanks for clearing that up. By the way, happy birthday. It's like, what the hell? Did you not read the comment? I think it's reasonable to want people to stop, especially if it gets annoying. Yeah, I don't want to come off as somebody who's ungrateful, because that's definitely not where it's coming from. I think it's just coming from a place of, hey, this joke has been overused. Can we please stop? And yeah, fortunately, people running jokes to the ground seems to be a common thing. Yeah, it's a common thing, which is why I'm addressing it now. But I am now just deleting comments because it's becoming too far. I feel like even if I was scared to even say anything, because even if I tell people like, hey, stop doing that, I feel like that would also fuel people to continue doing it. I don't know. It's a joke that gets really old after a while. I don't know why people find it so funny, to be honest. That's fair, yeah, agreed. I mean, if you're annoyed, you're annoyed. It's completely valid. Yeah, I think I have a, so here's the thing. I don't very often set boundaries with my viewers. I kind of lightly like remind you guys about things, like especially when it comes to games, like, hey, don't backseat. If I need help, I'll ask you, which I feel like is a common rule you'll find in a lot of, not even just VTuber streams, just like streamers in general who like to play games. Like, just don't backseat unless you are asked for help. So that's a boundary. But oftentimes I don't set very many boundaries, and there are moments where, you know, there are like certain messages that get sent that I'm like, ooh, but I'm just gonna let it slide because it's not really that big of a deal. But this has been ongoing now for like 3-4 weeks. And I'm kind of sitting here like, oh, maybe I should say something, because if I don't say something, it'll continue. Yeah, on one hand, it might help your brand and exposure. On the other hand, it goddamn doesn't get hold. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you know, the comments are pushing me to the, you know, algorithm, I suppose, but I don't want people to constantly keep coming into my streams or like going to watch my content and just spamming that, you know what I mean? It gets kind of it gets a little tiring, and I don't want to hold resentment for anybody or anything like that, so I figured that now is just the time to address it. But yeah, today will be the only time I'm gonna address it. Moving forward, I think I'm just gonna keep muting these comments. And if it continues, then we'll just have to bonk people, I suppose. Yeah, nip it in the butt. Exactly. I feel like I should have done it a lot sooner. I feel like letting this go on for 3-4 weeks has definitely not been helpful for anybody. What did I join into? Nothing, just addressing some stuff. But yeah, I woke up with a little bit of a sour mood this morning, because even though I had addressed it, there were people who were still commenting it just to be quote unquote funny, but it's not funny. I'm over it. Whatever. But other than that, I guess going for this week, what's today? Today's the 24th. I won't be streaming tomorrow. I will be streaming on Friday. I don't know what we're gonna do Friday. Maybe we'll do some Legend Arceus. We'll see. We are now at about 3-ish weeks to finish this game, and I'm very, very determined to finish it. So we are gonna do our best to finish the game before ZA releases. But on Saturday, I'm excited. I'll be casting a tournament on Saturday. I'm casting a Pokemon tournament on Saturday. Hehehe. So we're gonna be doing that, and I'll probably be streaming on Sunday again. So yeah, I wanna see if we can fit in some One Piece TCG. I asked my Twitter yesterday, because I stream it like once a month, but I don't think I streamed it last month. But I love One Piece so much, And I know it's like kind of one of those streams that when I did my survey for like my community survey, most people were saying we don't want to watch that, or we won't watch it, which is why I've avoided streaming it. But then I have to remind myself, like, oh, you know, this is my stream. I can do what I want. I can do what I want. It's fine. But we'll probably do some One Piece TCG ranked sometime soon. I have a lot of stuff I want to do, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it. Pokemon tournament where Sai steamrolls everyone without much effort. Well, the problem with that is I'm not that great at Pokemon TCG. Like, I want to say I'm above average. I think I'm above average for sure. My tournament runs have been pretty above average. I'm always, for the most part, whenever I make it to cups, always making top cut and doing fairly okay at regionals, making day twos. But I haven't been playing much recently. I've been judging more, which I've been excited about. I really like being on like the organizational side of things when it comes to card games. But I think right now I'm enjoying One Piece a lot more than Pokemon. And ironically, I actually just recently learned how to play Gundam because I went to Vegas this past weekend with Mother Rhea. That was where I was. I was in Las Vegas. So, of course, I had to stop by Dark Side Games Las Vegas, and the wonderful folks there were super helpful, and they taught me how to play the Gundam TCG, and the Gundam TCG plays a lot like One Piece, but just like slightly different. And I thought it was fun. I had a great time. I bought some staples for, I think I bought some like staples for one of those, like a blue-green Gundam deck. But I've actually never really seen Gundam, like any Gundam anime, any Gundam movies. I've never seen it, but I've always taken an interest. So maybe this is opening Pandora's box. Who knows? Watch your pseudo reaction. My poor boy Hydreigon. I feel you. I believe you. I wouldn't have the nerve to go out and play outside locals. No, that's me for One Piece. There was only one time I ever traveled for a One Piece tournament, and it was a regional, and this is so embarrassing. It's not embarrassing, but I think I went like 4-4 or something. I went like a completely neutral score at my first One Piece tournament, like regional. Like, it was like one of those huge regionals. It wasn't like those store regionals. You had to like go to like, what do you call it? To like this convention center. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed my time. But I want to do that. I want to do that again. It's hard to get into One Piece regionals, okay? The way they do it is that Bandai will, I think the most recent ones, they do like all the games together in one regional. So you'll have like One Piece, Gundam, Digimon, Union Arena. Does anybody still play Union Arena? I feel like that game was so popular, like sometime last year, like when it first launched, like everybody was playing Union Arena, and now nobody at my locals plays it. And I was like, oh, what happened? I wanted to wait for the Madoka set. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for the Madoka Magica set. React to Gundam? That'd be fun. That would be fun. You know what other series has a freaking deep rabbit hole? The Fate franchise. Oh god. Yeah, that's a that's a whole other thing. I tried getting into the Fate like franchise a long time ago, and I just, the whole time I sat there and I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And I don't understand what's happening in any of this. But I feel like I don't know, maybe there's like a certain order you're supposed to watch it in. I have no idea. I don't know. Series are self-contained and less connected to the UC timeline. Are we talking about Fate or Gundam? There is, and then there sometimes isn't. See, that's what confuses me. I like when series go in like a chronological order, or there isn't too many like spin-offs or like one-offs, you know what I mean? I kind of like when a series is kind of coherent. Gundam has like 3 timelines. Fate has like 8. Fate is hot anime historical figures. I feel like we have now entered an era where we are making anime based off of just wacky stuff. Because we have Uma Musume, an anime based off of IRL racehorses. What is the other one? We have, I don't know if this is anime. I for sure know it's a game. But there's Azure Lane, right? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Where all of the anime girls are like based off of boats? Like ships and boats. Am I thinking of that right anime? Is it Azure Lane? It's not Nikkei. I don't think it's Nikkei. I don't think Nikkei's the one that is based off of boats. Yeah, okay, Azure Lane is the ship one. Got it. So I was just like, which is the one that's like based off of ships? Oh, Kantai Collection. Got it. Yeah, no, I like sat there and I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Every spin-off of Fate is its own thing, so you can genuinely enjoy them on their own. Got it. Got it. I do like the Fate like art style a lot, which is why I was intrigued in the first place, because I'm like, wow, the character designs are so pretty and they're so bonita. Let me go watch. You can start with Fate Stay Night Unlimited Raid Works Anime or Fate Zero to get a good idea of how the base mechanics work. I see. I see. I have unironically picked up, I took a small break from One Piece because I just needed, you know, when you watch a lot of an anime, you kind of want to watch something else for a little bit. That was kind of me for a little bit. So I picked up Oshi no Ko again. I'm watching season 2 right now. Which is I actually quite like season 2 of Oshi no Ko. It's been a fun time. Been a very, very fun time. It's not as complicated as everyone wants to make Fate out to be. Got it. Yeah, I've always seen it. I'm like, what the heck? And then I have friends who really enjoy Fate, and I'm like, I wish I can understand. I wish I can understand your guys with brainworms. I love Oshi no Ko season 2. Yeah, season 2's been good so far. I think I've been enjoying it more than season 1. Before anybody asks, I am Team Kana, okay? I'm not Team Akane. Akane. I honestly don't really like her. If I'm being honest, I don't really like her at all. She's not my favorite character by any means. The best way is Fate Stay Night, that Unlimited Blade Works if you're brave enough. The 3 Fate Stay Night movies. There's movies! Being Record of Ragnarok, I see. I might have a counterpart that fights in that. I don't know, I'm not really huge on, I guess, quote-unquote shonen anime. I've never, I'm gonna get hate for this, but I've actually never seen My Hero Academia, and I've been told that apparently that's diabolical. That I've never seen My Hero, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen Naruto, I haven't seen Bleach or anything. I'm a very much girly girl when it comes to my anime picks. I think One Piece is definitely one of the more quote-unquote shonen picks. I think One Piece is a shonen, but movies mainly. The second one is spicy because of scene. Oh, you already sold me. Listen, I've been taking off the filter a little bit recently. Listen, I don't mind a little bit of spice. I tweeted on my alt the other day. Apparently this is wild. I thought this was a normal thing, but do you ever get like horny? Like, do you ever get like horny listening to like a particular song? Apparently that's weird. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I thought this was normal. I thought this was, I can't say I have. Okay, you guys haven't listened to like the right songs, you know? Occasionally, thank you. Okay, so I'm not even kidding. Okay, let me explain. So when I was traveling back with Mother Rhea back from my trip, you know, I was sitting right, and I was like, I listened to my music on YouTube Music. Okay, I have Spotify as well. Okay, don't. I like listening to YouTube music because I like listening to covers of songs a lot of the time. I like listening to other people cover songs, and sometimes those songs are just not available on Spotify, especially if like it isn't like a fully customized instrumental. So oftentimes, Don't Seabat by Hudson Mohawk is crazy. That song is like the song that turns me off the most. Yeah, YouTube music is better because you have more options, exactly. And a lot of the time, YouTube music will have a lot of what Spotify has. And, you know, I will listen to like a cover and then it'll go into like another cover. And at that moment, I was listening to like a playlist. It was like instrumental playlist because sometimes I like just listening to instrumental music because it keeps my brain just kind of like calm. So it transitioned into another playlist. And this playlist, oh my god, this playlist was called Songs I'd Get Railed To. And then I was like, I didn't even realize I was listening to this. And then I was kind of like, what the fuck am I listening to? And I looked at the playlist name and I was like, holy shit, someone made a... I don't even know who made this playlist, but it was so funny. And then there was a particular song called Killjoy, Killshot by like Joy Magdalena or something like that. And it was specifically like the slowed and reverb version. And I'm like, damn, this song is fucking sexy. I'd beat it off to this song. I'd jork it off. Yeah. So that's how that tweet was born. Apparently it's not normal. I thought it was normal. Careless whisper, no. Not careless whisper. She jorkin. What is it, jorkin? My nuts. Feel like it's more normal than you think. People just don't want to admit it. It's okay if you get horny over certain music. I won't judge you. I won't judge you if you get horny over like certain songs. I will. I promise it's normal. I promise it's normal. You know what? Maybe Celine Dion might work too. For what? When I think about Celine Dion, I think of that Titanic song. I don't think there's any songs I can think of that I'm like, fuck, I'm so wet. Like, it's too early in the day for this. I mean, Jack was. It's been forever since I've seen Titanic. I remember when I was younger, when Mother Ray and Father Cronus were still together. They would watch that movie a lot, and I'd watch it, and I'd be like, "What the fuck is this? What the heck? What the heliante?" I'm surprised by the spicy parts. I'm not. You took Jack down, my bad. My bad. I mean, I want Leonardo DiCaprio to myself. What can I say? I think that man is fine, but I don't know. Was it Leonardo DiCaprio that I heard wasn't a very nice person? I can't exactly remember. But he is very good looking. He's the guy who doesn't date women above 25. Okay, that's weird. I saw Apollo's tweet about the Cobblemon server. Are you into that? I mean, I guess it would depend. The thing is, I'm not really, I haven't been playing much Minecraft. Like, I have like the Minecraft once a year annual, I guess, brainworms, but I don't think I will play, Minecraft. I'm not really into playing Minecraft on stream, so I don't think it'd be good for anybody involved. because I was part of the VSMP, but I never got a chance to join or play because I was trying to find time to fit it into my schedule and I just wouldn't. Understandable. Yeah, maybe in the future. It's just not right now. My biggest focus is getting Pokemon Legends Arceus done and keeping up with my second channel. Those are like the two biggest things that I've been working on, I suppose. Which it just seems to, this is just kind of what I can do right now with my time. I'm not full-time when it comes to content anymore, so I'm just kind of been like, okay, let's focus on these. The Power World devs are just farming lawsuits. Oh my goodness. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I played Power World a lot when I was still, how do I say this? Like, still a baby VTuber. Because at the time, I debuted around the time Power World released. And it was fun for a little bit, but then I kind of got bored. I was kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of boring. What else did I want to talk about? I guess that's about it. I don't really have a list of videos we can react to today. I kind of want to save the Pokemon or the Team Sky stuff for, I guess, a Team Sky related just like entirety of a stream. So I guess we'll see. I kind of just like doing a fuck it we ball this week. I think this is the theme of this stream and also the theme of this week. It's just we're doing fuck it we ball. We'll figure it out as we go, okay? We go with the flow. We go with the flow. I'm not going to commit to a schedule this week, just given all the bullshit I have to deal with this week. So yeah, I think moving forward, I'm gonna try my best to keep up with schedules, but like I said, things often change because I'm in school full time and that will always be my priority. So if you guys want to keep up with whatever changes I have to schedules, please follow me on Twitter or join my Discord server. That is the best way. That, like, I won't post anything on like the YouTube community tab. I will always almost post only on Twitter and Discord whenever I either have to cancel stream or switch over to a different type of stream, because sometimes I'll have something on the schedule and then I like the time leading up to stream, I'm like, I don't really feel like doing this today, so I won't force myself to play something or watch something I don't want to watch, because if I'm forcing myself, then God knows that you guys probably won't enjoy it, you know what I mean? How's your week been, Sai? When is the next Legend Arceus episode? Probably sometime next week. I want to do a longer Legends Arceus stream, like more than 3 hours. So we'll see. What are we watching today? We're probably gonna throw some, I'm looking on MNG TV. We're probably gonna throw some, MNJ TV in there. I've been told to watch some other stuff. We might throw some Noggin and Lockston in there. But the problem with that is, I understand that their videos can be a little outdated. More than fair, your channel, your call, yippee. True. I'm kind of also looking, I'm open to suggestions, like on my Discord server. I know sometimes people will post stuff in the suggestions channel. I can't promise I will get to everything in there, but I do, like, when I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know what I want to play or want to watch, I'll reference these and either pick something that interests me that's adjacent. This is playthroughs as a gym leader. I do have the, which one was it? I put on, like, I have like a sticky note thing on my desktop that I'll just paste links onto. Soft lock picking series? What is that? Soft lock? Soft lock? Holy moly, it's cold in my house. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. We finally in Atlantis got over, for the most part, the really hot weather, which I've been really happy about because holy shit, I am so tired of the whole, I guess, hot weather. I know technically we started fall and I'm about to be the most annoying person ever because if you guys don't know, fall and winter are my two favorite seasons of the year. And I'm a huge pumpkin and like hot cocoa girly, so I'm very much a seasonal girl when it comes to fall and winter. I'm a huge holiday girl. I think that's a more accurate way of describing myself. Oh my goodness, 1 second. Someone just rang my doorbell. If I'm dead in the next 5 minutes or I don't come back, you guys know what happened. I'll be right back. I'm not dead. One of my big packages I ordered came in. Oh my god, it was a heavy package. I'm like, I forgot I ordered this. I ordered bulk sleeves. I think it was like a 60-pound box. I'm like, I haven't been training for this. I was just like trying to push it into my house. I'm out of breath. Hold up, let me mark this so I don't forget I received it. Should have done a different voice. Well, we lost her. Asking chat for ransom. and we will be needing like $10,000 if you want us to release Poseidon Mythos. Okay, my ADHD is kicking in and I'm like trying to remember what we were doing. I think we were picking out videos to watch. I'm like, what were we doing? I forgot already. I forgot. Of just sleeves. I literally, yeah, no, it was a whole box of sleeves. To be fair, I did like a bulk order because me and my friends were sharing some of them. So it's not all for me. Your stream's bright on my day. Oh, thank you. 10K, maybe $5. No, $10,000. You're literally made of water, of course you can't pick the heavy things up. No, it was 60 pounds worth of sleeves. I ordered like, how many cases did I order? So a case of sleeves costs like $10. Or no, not 10. Case of sleeves is 10 boxes of sleeves of 100. So 1,000 sleeves. I ordered 1, 5, 9, 14, 7, or 16, 17 cases of sleeves. 17 times 10 is 170 boxes of sleeves. To be fair, they're not all for me. They're not all for me. I'm splitting them between like 5 friends. Okay. Do you like self-cessed videos? What is self-cessed? I don't understand. What does that mean? You know, no, they're not all for me. They're not all for me. I'm splitting them with friends. It's because if I did like a big order and I split it with friends, the shipping and taxes was gonna be cheaper. So, Sarah, thank you so much for the 16 months. Appreciate you. Thank you. By the way, chat, we are doing I forgot to pin this, but we are doing a September special of till the end of September. If you gift 20 subs or memberships, you will be receiving a physically signed Psy Pokemon card. We are going to be working on another variant of this soon, hopefully. I need to ask management if we can commission another one. But that is the special for this month, and that will apply both on the purple and red site. So, getting off to yourself? Oh, I don't think I've gotten off to any Poseidon stuff. Ah! Excuse me. Why are we talking? I feel like today's like stream is just like getting off. Which admittedly, it's fun. It is. There's nothing wrong with getting off once in a while, you know what I mean? You guys act like you don't do it either. Okay. Is a Poseidon made into a Pokemon card, or is a Pokemon card that happens to be signed by Sai? Yeah, so you see this card on the screen? It's a printed card. It's been printed. So I have physical copies. I'll send it over to Staffson, and then Staffson will send it over to you guys once you guys fill out the form. And 20 gifted subs or memberships. I think we were just not used to talking about it on stream with other people. I mean, true. I'm not a Sadio South Park reference. I've actually never seen South Park. I'm not super duper huge on, I guess, like adult comedy shows, like adult animated shows. Like I'm not really into, I was never really into, I guess, Adult Swim type of stuff, like Family Guy, King of the Hill, American Dad. I don't know. I've tried watching some of those and I just couldn't find enjoyment in it. Which is funny because I feel like a lot of people my age really enjoy shows like that, and I just can't do it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. When I watch shows, I typically watch like TV shows. I come across a clip on TikTok and that's about it. And that's fair. That's fair. PSA 10 that bad boy. I don't think you could PSA grade this because this is technically not considered a real TCG card from like a real set, but I don't know. No idea. You can PSA grade though. If you pulled any of my cards from V-Card, use code Shipwreck. I think it's actually out of order now. But if you use code Shipwreck, and you get V-Card, any V-Cards with me in it, because I'm in the second set, you can actually PSA grade those. PSA does acknowledge those. So I can't wait. I think a few of my Shipwrecks actually sent over some of my cards to PSA. So I can't wait to see what those look like. One day we'll have the whole Poseidon format for real. I wonder if anybody has made any decks from V-Card. I haven't seen any yet, which I would like to see, but I haven't gotten around to it yet, I guess. But I think it's cool. I got to check off one of my bucket list things off of my thing of like becoming a part of a TCG. That sounds fun. Okay, let me just gather some videos. Just give me like a little bit. I kind of like staying within the Pokemon stuff because I mean, Pokemon videos are kind of my bread and butter. I really enjoy those. I feel like I have a lot to say about those. Have you heard of the game Blood Money? I've not. What was that one game? I watch Moist Critical on basically, I feel like a daily basis at this point. I watch him on a daily basis. And there was this, I guess, one Steam game that was stealing people's money. I'm like, what was it called? I'm like, that's crazy. That's insane. You can name a water type after me. I'd be so honored. I'd be so honored. Genshin Impact. Oh, heck no! Don't even remind me! I don't want to think about Genshin Impact. I don't want to think about it. Genshin Impact not real. Don't ask me how much I've spent on Genshin Impact. I don't want to think about it. It makes me very sad. Makes me very sad. You played Genshin? I have, and I've probably spent like $1,000 on the game. So I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. Oh, you know, we could react to. We could probably react to Small Ant. What's your history with that game? I played since launch. I played up until the Dendro Archon. I played religiously. And I spent a lot of money on getting Ganyu, there we go. Ganyu. She's like the goat ice girl. And fun fact, I did a lot of voice acting at the time. And I did quite a few Ganyu ASMRs. I'd voice Ganyu. And I would talk in this type of voice and try to soothe you. Like, you know, it's stuff like that. And they're not up anymore. They don't exist anymore. So if you're looking for those, then you won't find them. But I did Ganyu ASMR and like Genshin ASMR, and it was great. It doesn't exist anymore. I'll promise you. It was a shameful part of my PL. Here we go. We can probably watch this too. All right, I have 2 videos I for sure want to watch, and then we'll move from there. Oh, we didn't do our Squirtle of the day. I'm sorry, Sai. I'm bricked up now. That's crazy. You should probably go to another site. Wrong website, my guy. I don't think you should be bricked up on a YouTube stream. Was it the Ganyu voice? He's bricked up on my stream is crazy. Was it the ASMR man? Was it the voice? The Ganyu. Hey, you got it. I don't know why I found that so funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I used to do a lot of voice acting. My apologies for my honesty. Hey, man. At least you're honest. But maybe a little too honest. Especially an ASMR enjoyer. I still owe you guys an ASMR. I actually was thinking about throwing that on my schedule next week. But I think it might be a Twitch only stream if I ever did ASMR. Because I used to do like the whole like kissy stuff. Like, and those streams are always really fun. So we'll see. I think I need like an ASMR training arc, but I still owe you guys the ASMR. I haven't forgotten, I promise. I have like a sticky note on my like a physical sticky note on my desktop that says schedule ASMR stream as soon as possible. Which Pokemon series had voice acting? Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it, I wish as well. I wish too. Okay. I did a lot of Ganyu ASMR, it was great. I did a little bit of Kaching as well. I like her. She's my favorite Genshin character. Okay, we're not watching over 3 hours of bad Pokemon Logic by MJTV. That is quite the long one. Could probably do this. Okay. I have... do you guys want to do the daily Squirtle, or do you want to just go straight into watching the videos? Yeah, Pokemon Masters has voice acting, but that is a Pokemon, like, or a phone game. It's like a gacha game. If that is your jam. If you like gacha games. You guys want to do the daily Squirtle? You got it. Kurt Warner, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Daily Squirtle is like Wordle, but Pokemon. And every single day there's a new Pokemon we have to guess based off of their type, weight, and height, and what gen they are a part of. So we're gonna do the daily Squirtle. This is something we do. I think almost every stream we've done it. So let's get that going.
The
no! I opened my stream browser. Oops. Okay. All right, it's time for the daily Squirtle. Oh, this is not the daily one. This is just a regular one. Hold up. There we go. Daily Squirtle. There we go. Yeah! All right. Okay, we always start with a Gen 4 Pokemon. So we can start with the Drifblim. Okay, it's not in Gen 4. It's in a gen lower than Gen 4. It's not Ghost or Flying, and it's shorter and lighter than Drifblim. Let's try something in Gen 2. Let's try a Gen 2 Pokemon. I'm trying to think of anything in Gen 2. Meowth is not in Gen 2. My Gen 2, we can do... I would like to ideally hit 2 types if we can. Teddy Ursa? We can try Teddy Ursa. Okay, it's in Gen 1. So it's in a gen lower than Gen 2. It's not a normal type, and it's still shorter and smaller than Teddy Ursa. Caterpie? Oh! Okay. So it is Gen 1. It is a bug type, and it is exactly 0.3. Weedle? Oh, we're so back. Oh, we're so good at this game, chat. We're so good. OW, let's go. I think guessing Caterpie was probably the best. I gave it away. Like, what's the other Gen 1 that's like just as tall as Caterpie and is a bug type as Weedle? Yeah, I was like, it could only be Weedle. Oh my goodness. Hi, Rodum! Did you go to Pittsburgh, Rodum? Did you go to Pittsburgh? I had a lot of friends go to Pittsburgh. And then I had some mortal enemies that I would do and also went to Pittsburgh. And guess what? Those mortal enemies did fucking ass. And I'm so happy. Listen, man. I don't have very many mortal enemies. Okay. Let me preface this. There's just people I don't like. And I don't typically wish downfalls on anybody. Especially, but when it comes to Pokemon, I'm like, I hope you go X3. And guess what, chat? They went X3. Yes, the Etsy Witch worked! I'm just kidding, I didn't hire an Etsy Witch. Thought about it, though. I definitely thought about it. I thought about the Etsy Witch. That'd be funny if it did happen. I swear I'm not that vindictive, okay? I promise you. I'm not super vindictive, alright? I have vendettas against some of your locals sometime when I would play them if they would try to ID with me to cut. Dude, same. Dude, I'm telling you, I think that's a great way to put it. I have vendettas against some of my locals. Because some of them are rude AF. Some of them are horrible people. You know, one of them got mad that they didn't get first place and they broke the game store's door. Can you believe that? And I'm like, how do you guys still allow this person? They like slammed the door so hard and it broke. And then they're tweeting on Twitter like, I'm gonna go to Worlds, guys. And I'm just like, with that attitude? Probably not. That's like a bannable offense. Yeah, 100%. Over Pokemon TCG is crazy. So now everyone in Atlantis makes fun of this person. Like every time these show up, they're just like, well, I hope he doesn't break the door this time. Yeah, that's not an adult thing to do. That's like actual 5-year-old behavior. But the problem is that store sponsors this person, which is actually wild too. The store that this person did this at sponsors this guy. And it was just a league challenge. It wasn't like a cup. Ain't no way. I would have, if I was the store owner, I would have banned this person and made him pay for the door. We had someone do that at my old fighting game local. They're the only person we have ever banned from events. Someone get their mans. Actual loser behavior, for real. Imagine being so mad. I think the store should sponsor you instead. I don't travel enough or play enough to warrant a sponsorship. Unfortunado. Or like to. There's another life where I would have played competitively, but my priorities are kind of somewhere else. Someone who would have worked at a card store, I would probably have done worse. Dude, I'm like shocked, but yeah, it's just like actual crash out behavior. Someone at my LGS got banned from repeatedly pooping in the What? What is going on in your LGSs? What is happening? Stale Toaster, hello. Pooping in the urinal is crazy. What the fuck? Mother Rhea's calling me. Why does everybody need me right now? I'll be right back. Give me a second. Oh my god. You know when like you talk to your parents and they just keep repeating the same thing over and over again and you're just like, yeah, I understand. And then they like repeat it over again and they go, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. That's Mother Rhea, dude. Like the whole time I was just like, yeah, mom. I'm kind of working right now. Yeah, mom. Yeah, mom. Okay, sorry. I had to take care of something really quick. Mother Rhea was just like, handle this now, Poseidon! Poseidon, do this now! Do this now so you don't forget! And I'm like, you're right, Mom, I do forget. Okay, sorry! I've been getting distracted this entire stream. This is what happens when, I think my ADHD has just been all over the place recently. Okay. That's not supposed to go there. That's supposed to go there. And then this is supposed to go here. And then we're gonna cut paste this on link. And we're gonna go jump right into it, I suppose. Okay, I think I should make my chat boxes a little smaller. I think I need to make them a little tinier. You guys prefer when they're smaller, or is the size fine? Gotta hit them with, what are we talking about? No, literally. We were talking about pooping and urinals. Just like the wild LGS stories. I think I complain about it too much on stream, which is why I don't like bringing it up very much. But Even though I'm the god of the seas. Atlantis has some really poopy local people who go. They're not very nice. So when I heard some of them went to Pittsburgh, I'm like, I hope you guys all go X3. And guess what? It happened! Let's go! Yeah, they're definitely huge bullies. That's for sure. I really hope that is not pronounced the way it is, but thank you. Anna Lover. If it's pronounced the other way I'm thinking it's pronounced, then wow. That's all I can say is wow. Wow.
Look at me!
What? I am looking. Anyways, let me turn off the music. That's a name. Nice. Okay, the chat's so small. Somebody said they were too big. You guys want it a little bigger? Is that a little better? Is that a little better? That better? Can you guys see that? I don't want it too big because I'm noticing it covers up a lot of the stuff we watch. The best hits, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Are you looking though? Okay. I think this is fine. Kind of want to have my body more visible today. But we are watching M&J TV's one of my favorite PokeTubers now. If I was a gym leader in every region, I think this would be fun because every region kind of, has different geographics. There's some regions like Hoenn where too much water. We have Alola that is literally just Hawaiian Islands. We have Sinnoh that's kind of a little bit of both. You know what I mean? So this will be interesting. I'm excited to see what he has cooking.
I am the gym leader now. It can be quite fun to imagine yourself as a gym leader in the Pokemon world, so
I wonder what kind of gym leader I'd be. I would hope my hair wouldn't give it away.
well, I'm gonna do that, but take it to the next level. Here are what my gyms would be if I was a gym leader in each of the 9 mainline regions. I have 3 rules though. Number 1, my team must be comprised entirely of Pokemon from a version of that region's regional dex. For example, I'm not using Lucario in Kanto. Number 2, my ace must be an introduced in that region Pokemon or form, with one exception that we'll get to later. And number 3, I cannot copy the type specialty of any other gym leader in that region. But I can overlap with the Elite Four or Champion because that's been done a bunch of times before. We begin in Kanto. For most of my gyms, I'm gonna choose the location after the type specialty because the type specialty could help dictate where the gym should be. But for this region, I'm doing the opposite. Fuchsia City has always intrigued me. Basically, the whole town is a literal zoo, and then on top of that, it houses the Safari Zone, a wildlife preserve. Well, at least it does in Gens 1 and 3. Gens 2 and 4 have neither the zoo nor Safari Zone, and Gen 7 has Pokemon just wandering around and still no Safari Zone. But let's focus on Gens 1 and 3, those are the traditional Kanto experiences. Because of these 2 aspects, Fuchsia City is very clearly a wildlife-focused town. So I find it a bit strange that the gym leader is a ninja that uses pollution Pokemon. So I am replacing him. If I was a Kanto gym leader,
You're just kicking him out. Koga, right? It's Koga.
I would take Koga's place in Fuchsia City when he leaves for the Elite Four. Take that, Janine, you dumb Nepo baby! This does bring—
What did Janine do wrong? Also, this is a great frame to pause on.
Up an important note for the video, though. Generally, I'm gonna try to choose gym towns that—
Wait, what do you mean by that? How do you guys know he's homeless? What piece of lore am I missing? Is Koga actually homeless? He is now jobless. Potentially homeless.
do not already have another gym in them. But I won't always be able to do that. Some of the earlier regions just don't have enough options, and then other times there's an existing gym town that's just too perfect of a fit for me to pass up. Here in Kanto, my only no gym town options are Palette and Lavender. Palette is too small, and while I could go to Lavender, I don't want to. Creeps me out. But back to Fuchsia, I basically want to take both Koga's and—
I remember as a child, me and my younger sibling, we would be so scared to listen to Lavender, the Lavender Town. I don't know, like Lavender Town music. I think there was like a little myth that was like, if you listen to this, you'll get like possessed or something. I don't know.
Safari Zone Warden's jobs.
Wait, why are we
so I can
on
specialize
Koga?
in unique and rare wild Pokemon. And counterintuitively, that leads to a specialty of normal. Sure, there are normal types everywhere, like Rattata and a lot of the birds, but there are others that are so rare and unique, you might even be able to consider them endangered. Tauros, Kangaskhan, and Chansey are the easy initial picks, since in Gen 3, all of them are only found in the Safari Zone. Chansey is found in Cerulean Cave in Gen 1, but not 3. Snorlax is the next choice, because while it's not in the Safari Zone, it's definitely rare. The player can catch only 2 in the whole game. Finally, I'd use Dodrio. You can find it and Doduo around the region, but Doduo does run around the Safari Zone. Tauros would be my ace, since while I know Snorlax is stronger, Tauros fits the Safari theme a lot better, and also, I really like it. Should there be a rematch involving Mega Evolution, like how Blue uses Mega Charizard Y in Let's Go, then of course my ace becomes Mega Kangaskhan. When I started this video, I didn't think I was gonna go for normal in any of the regions, but I like this team quite a bit. I've always felt that Giovanni could have been a normal gym leader thanks to his pre-gym usage of Kangaskhan and Persian, but I think his would have had a much different vibe from mine, and I like mine more, because it has Tauros. By the way, I should mention, I will default to 5 Pokemon for most teams in this video. This allows me to show my squad if I were the final gym leader, since 5 is the most that any gym leader has ever used in their initial battle. This way you can also figure out my team if I'm an earlier leader simply by removing and de-evolving team members. For the gym puzzle, it would of course be Safari themed. I picture the player searching out secret switches or objects within a Safari Zone aesthetic maze. Then maybe gym trainers pop out of the tall grass to surprise you. Now on to Johto. This was a bit of a challenge for me due to my own self-imposed rule of the ace Pokemon having to be native to this specific region. Now, many actual gym leaders don't follow that rule themselves, especially in Johto, but I hate that, so I will be holding myself to a higher standard.
Okay.
This makes it tricky in Johto, though, because of the small amount of new Pokemon that Johto added.
It's not
then it gets worse because many of them are baby Pokemon, and then several of my personal favorites are off limits because their specialties overlap with Johto gym leaders, some of them already being gym leader aces. There is one Pokemon that I like that isn't off limits, though. Lantern. Blue and yellow, goggles, and cute. It's great.
I love Lantern. Oh, they got like some plush marks.
Lantern does cause other problems, though. For one, it's not good. It would be an underwhelming ace as a final gym leader. Additionally, I now have to pick whether I want water or electric. There's another Pokemon that solves both of those problems, though. Ampharos. It's an iconic Johto Pokemon, yet within the games, it ends up relegated to being a lighthouse bulb. And I'm gonna say it.
I'm sad about that.
That is so stupid. Using an actual light bulb would not only be more efficient, but also it'd be more humane. Right now, they're working Amphi to the point of illness. Ampharos is also quite a bit stronger than Lantern, so it can be my ace. And thus I can be an electric type gym leader, which is nice because it's my favorite type. To fill out the rest of the team, I'd use Electabuzz because of Elekid, Jolteon because I like it, and Electro.
Fair enough.
I wanted to avoid Raichu because of Lieutenant Surge, and Magneton because Jasmine's already using 2 Magnemites. As for my location, the only 2 open towns are Newbark Town and Cherry Grove City, but those are way too small and uninteresting for my taste. I could go with all
gyms typically, I think for the most part, stay within cities.
Olivine City because of the lighthouse, but remember, we don't like that lighthouse. Instead, I put my gym in Goldenrod City for 3 reasons. Number 1, the color association. Number 2, the electrical vibes with the radio tower and the magnet train. And number 3, I could put Whitney out of a job. I hate her. I would do it so much.
That's such a valid reason, okay? Whitney, you're so cute, but I fucking hate fighting her. She like,
much better. I'd be so much more professional. If I were to be defeated, I would not cry in front of you. I'd go home and do it in the shower like a normal, healthy person. As for the puzzle, I propose something with
Has anybody cried in the shower? I definitely have.
circuits. Maybe the player could rotate wires to complete circuits that then light up some big light bulbs and then they move on to the next one. You could do a few in a row and they'd get more complicated with each puzzle until you eventually reach the end. Next is Hoenn, my home region, and this is a team that I've actually built before. Years ago, I did another If I Was a Gym Leader video, but I only did 2 gym leader versions of me. One for Galar, the most recent region at the time, and then one without restrictions. My without restriction gym was a Hoenn grass type gym. Hoenn is such a lush region with several awesome grass types, yet it doesn't have a grass specialist at all. I'm gonna make a few changes to that original team though, because I'm gonna be more restrictive. Originally I had Sceptile because it's my favorite Pokemon, but since gym leaders basically never use starters pre-rematch, I don't feel it works if I use it. My ace would instead be Tropius. I love it and it's the perfect Hoenn jungle Pokemon. It unfortunately,
Banana Boy,
like Lantern, is not great. But that's the developer's fault, not mine. It is a big, flying dinosaur, and yet its base stat total's only 460?
That is
I have to live with this one. Like, it's too perfect to go with a stronger Pokemon. For the rest of the team, Breloom is a must. I love Breloom, as are Ludicolo and Shiftry. To finish it out, I'm using Roselia or Roserade, depending on the version of Hoenn. Cacturne and Cradily are great Pokemon, but they're arid climate grass types, not jungle ones. And then Vileplume and Blossom feel too much like Erica's Pokemon, not a Hoenn leader's. If this team got some kind of post-game rematch though, I would definitely add on Mega Sceptile, since none of the other 5 can Mega Evolve. Fortree City is the easy pick for a gym because it's always been my favorite city in all of Pokemon. Treehouse towns are simply awesome in every piece of media in which they appear. And of course, it's preposterously perfect for a grass gym. For tree. It's built in tree. What, flying? Why flying? Birds build nest in tree? Why? No, that's in tree, not tree. Put Winona in Lilycove. I don't know what happened there, but you get the point. My gym puzzle would be a maze with treehouse elevators taking you to different floors, much like Byron's gym in Sinnoh. I don't know how people who cannot climb ladders are supposed to live in Fortree. Guess there's no ADA in Hoenn, no HDA, I guess. But maybe the gym leader version of me makes those elevators and then also uses them in his gym. Also, if you want to see me do an entire Hoenn playthrough as a grass gym leader, I did that a few years ago. The team is not exactly the same, but it is close. Ha! It is I, Squinty Boy, and I am dying! Now that it's summer, this heat is killing me! A long-sleeve black uniform is not designed for oppressive sunlight! You know, I actually have an idea that could help distract you from your discomfort. It involves the everyday headphones from Raycon, the sponsor of this video. Of course! Sick. The perfect sidekick for a great summer! The latest model of the everyday headphones has a 40-hour battery life and a comfortable ergonomic design, letting you enjoy them all day long. They also have hybrid active noise cancellation, which is super nice for getting into my own world at the gym. This is extra impressive because the everyday headphones are half the price of other premium audio brands, and getting noise canceling functionality on headphones under $100 is very rare.
They're fantastic for sure, but what was your idea for how they could help with my heat problem?
You put them on and play the sounds of Antarctica. Frigid winds, cracking icebergs, tap dancing penguins. It could take you to a new mental space and help cool you off.
That's ridiculous. There is no way that...
Huh? He's immersed.
Oh my God, I'm freezing! You're a genius!
I know. Experience premium sound wherever you go. Head to buyraycon.com/MNJTV15 to get 15% off site-wide, linked in the description below.
Thanks, pal. Now to try to do my work without shivering too much. Ta-ta!
Sinnoh is next up, and if you've watched enough of my videos, you know that I love Gliscor. So of course, I will build my team around it. This does mean that Sinnoh Gym Leader me would only work in Platinum's version of Sinnoh, not Diamond Pearl or BDSP, because Gliscor is only in the Platinum Sinnoh decks. And that's great. Why would I want to be a gym leader in a worse version of Sinnoh? Gliscor is ground flying type, so I need to pick one of those. Ground has quite a few Pokemon I like, such as Gastrodon or Mamoswine, but then I would overlap with Bertha. That is allowed, but since flying does not have a Sinnoh specialist, it's easier to go with that. Which works well because...
Team Sky!
Go Team Sky! With Gliscor as the ace, the next most obvious flying Pokemon is Staraptor. It'd be weird not to have Staraptor on a flying team in Sinnoh. Next, I want Gyarados. The only time a major flying specialist has used Gyarados is Winona in the Pokemon World Tournament, and I think more of them should. It fits especially well in Sinnoh, since it's the only place we ever really get to see Gyarados fly. I'll toss on Chatot since it's a Sinnoh Pokemon, and then finally Honchkrow as another Sinnoh flying type. There were several other options I could have gone with, including Togekiss, but I didn't want to risk overshadowing Gliscor. For the location, the best fitting town is conveniently one that does not have a gym, that being Floaroma Town. Now, obviously this fits great as a grass gym, but that already exists in Eterna. The reason Floaroma works for a flying gym is because of its proximity to the Valley Windworks. For my gym puzzle, I picture something where you rotate fans to turn some small windmills, kind of like this shrine in Breath of the Wild. Next is Unova, and for simplicity, I'm picking from the expanded Black 2 White 2 decks. Like Sinnoh, I'm picking my type specialty based on one of my favorite Pokemon from that region, Gigalith, which of course makes me a rock gym leader. Also, ideally, this exists in a future version of Unova where Gigalith can have Sandstream because it doesn't normally get that until Gen 7, but that would be super useful for a rock gym. We'll add on Archeops, Caracosta, and Crustle, the only other fully evolved rock types in the Black and White Unova deck. Have you guys seen
the Crustle like skins in Pokemon Unite? I think it's so funny because what they'll do in Pokemon Unite is they'll just like decorate the rock part of his like little back. So there's this one skin that is literally just a big top hat that just like covers the entirety of this, and I think it is so funny. And there's like another one where it's just like a cake. Like this whole thing is just a slice of cake, and I love it.
Good thing I said we can use Pokemon from Black 2 White 2. The final Pokemon will be Aggron, since I think it is very cool. Unova actually has quite a few towns that are available as potential gym towns. Anvil Town intrigues me, since putting a gym there would force the player to go there, when in normal gameplay it's totally skippable. Lentimas Town's aesthetic, desert climate, and proximity to a volcano all suit a rock trainer well, but it's just so small. That's why I would choose Undella Town. Sure, it's a beach town, so that would make you think water, but look at all that sand! Sand, I tell you! Sand is rock! Maybe I could work as a geologist supervising Reversal Mountain. If it starts to act up a little bit, I could help deal with that, and then in my off time, I could go to the beach. Not set foot in the water, but build sand castles.
But the water's nice.
Play sand volleyball with a rock.
Why don't you like the water?
For my gym puzzle, amusingly, rock-type gyms tend to just be simple mazes, if you can even call them that. That's because of the first 4 regions, 3 of them have a rock gym as the first one. Even Grant's gym is a maze, just more vertical. I want a true puzzle for my gym, so I propose maybe you go around collecting shards of crystal, and then you gotta bring them back to this mold and fit them in to get the complete shape done. You know, like a puzzle. Next, we have Kalos.
No, really?
And before we can get into this, I need to explain my biggest problem with Kalos. No Mega Evolution. Okay, not no, but like too little. From the moment you get Mega Evolution after battling Karina atop the tower, you will go on to fight just 2 Mega Evolutions the rest of the main story. Lysander's Mega Gyarados and Diantha's Mega Gardevoir. Combine this with the gym leaders never using more than 3 Pokemon and the Elite Four only using 4 instead of 5 Pokemon, like they do everywhere else but Unova, and you have arguably the most pitifully easy games in the whole series. I have a video from a few years ago discussing this in more detail. In it, I acknowledge that you could debate whether the gym leaders should all be using Megas as soon as you can, since some regular Pokemon evolve quite late, and that might be quite the mismatch. But I am adamant that from the Lysander Mega Gyarados battle onward, every major boss battle should have had a Mega Evolution. Your team is in the level 50s. The training wheels are off. This includes the final gym leader, Wulfric, who uses Mega Abomasnow in the anime, but then weirdly has this trash team in the game. Wulfric, your rival in the victory road, and every Elite Four member should have had a Mega. I bring all this up because I want my Kalos gym leader team to be consistent with my arguments from that video. If I am battled late,
like, I guess a remake, but if there is any sort of battling similar, I hope there is more Mega Evolutions in the main story.
Enough, I need a Mega Evolution. So let's take a look at my options, and I'll only be considering Megas that are available in X and Y. Lucario, Gyarados, and Gardevoir are immediately out because they're already taken. Absol is only used by an NPC in the post-game, that being your rival, but we can scrub that too. Then let's cut out the Megas that I think Wulfric and the Elite Four should have used, and for all but Drasna, explicitly do use in the anime. Manectric and Medicham are out because they fully overlap with gym leader types. Finally, let's cut starters and legends. This leaves us with these Pokemon as my Mega options. But before I can select my Mega, there's another consideration to take into account. My secondary ace. If I am battled too soon to have a Mega Evolution, then I need another Pokemon that is native to Kalos to be my ace Pokemon. For example, Wulfric should have used Mega Abomasnow, but his official ace in the game is Avalugg, and every other gym leader's ace is a Kalos native Pokemon. The group of new Kalos species is infamously quite limited, but there is a standout that allows for a specialty that no other trainer in Kalos uses. That Pokemon is Dragalge. Sure, Drasna has one, but it's not her ace, and she's a dragon trainer.
I'll be honest, I forgot about Dragalge.
I want to use Poison. What better place to be a poison specialist than the region that added Fairy and thus buffed Poison? This means my Mega would be Mega Gengar, which I think would be awesome and fascinating. Gengar is used extensively by ghost specialists, yet despite being a poison type just as well, the only poison specialist to ever use it is Plumeria, and only in post-game title defense battles. To round out the team, I have a ton of options thanks to Kalos' vast regional decks, so I'm simply picking poison types that I like. Seviper, Nidoking, and Drapion. I'd use a lot of toxic Venoshock shenanigans. My town choice is actually quite easy. Ambret Town. While it has nothing to do with poison, which is a good thing, I don't know why you'd want to live in a place that does, I would need to live somewhere coastal for my Dragalge to have proper accommodations. Choosing the gym puzzle is kind of challenging though, since there have only ever been 2 poison gyms. Fuchsia with invisible walls and Verbank with an underground rock concert. Neither of those have really anything to do with poison, but that's actually probably a good thing. Like, you think about it, a water gym, you put water in it. Okay, cool, nice, perfect. A poison gym? What are you gonna do, put toxic gas in it?
Rania, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome welcome in Raiders. Hello. For those who are new here, hi, my name is Poseidon. I'm the goddess of the seas, earthquakes, and horses, and I'm a VTuber, the VTuber talent agency Mythos, and I put the C in TCG. I do a lot of TCG stuff. I've been doing a lot of Pokemon recently, but Pokemon, TCG, my bread and butter. Thank you so much for that raid. We raid and trived, and now we stay here and give you flowers. I love flowers. Thank you so much. We are just watching some MJ TV. We're watching If I Was a Gym Leader in Every Region. Thank you guys for the follows, Wonderhood, Romka. Thank you guys for the follows. I hope you had a wonderful stream. What did you do? How was it? Also, don't feel pressure. If you are tired, want to go rest, feel free to do so. Thank you so much for sharing your community, and hopefully you guys can stick around and chill with all of us. We played Sekiro. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yes, I'd put Toxic Gas in my gym. Sign a waiver when I need it. Did my first boss. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, we're watching some Pokemon videos because I love Pokemon. Pokemon is your thing. You should stick around. We're just chilling.
That would get you in trouble. Oh! But I could work with acid! Dragalge spits corrosive acid after all, so maybe you would have to navigate around to spill acid on some meltable obstacles, dissolving them and clearing your path. And of course, this is all perfectly safe. You drop the acid from high up, it falls onto a place, and then the acid just drains down, well, a drain. Next up is Alola, which, as you may already know, doesn't have gym leaders, but I don't want to skip it entirely. So
I mean, they have their own version of gym leaders, I suppose.
I think it makes sense for me to just decide what my specialty and team would be if I was an island
so much
kahuna,
for the gifted sub.
and not a trial captain. Kahunas make more sense than trial captains for 3 reasons. Number 1, you usually do not have to battle the trial captains. Number 2, I would not own the boss totem Pokemon, and I would like to. And number 3, which is the most crucial one, trial captains age out of their role when they turn 20. And I am 30.
And me, I'm
30
years old.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
It's also quite challenging to decide on a type. Alola has a lot more major type specialists than most regions, so it's impossible to avoid overlap. Or is it? There is just one type that has no major specialist. Ice. Okay, Cena is described as one, but she doesn't count.
She doesn't count.
She never
no,
has
she
more
doesn't
than
count.
2 Pokemon. And also, she is a tourist.
Glaceon? Yeah, no, does not count at all.
She does not live here. She is on vacation. The lack of an Alola ice specialist was actually the premise for a playthrough I did a few years ago. So why not make it my focus as a kahuna? It also works nicely since Alolan Ninetales is one of my favorite Alola Pokemon. My final team from that playthrough was Alolan Ninetales, Crabominable, Abomasnow, Mamoswine, Weavile, and Walrein. However, this actually cannot be my team because half of them aren't even in the expanded Ultra Alola Pokedex. I got 3 of them from Island Scan. No wonder Ice doesn't have a specialist in Alola. They're an endangered species. I will hold on to the 3 Pokemon I did use, then add Alolan Sandslash, of course, and then finally Glaceon, since I want to be nice to it. Glaceon has gotten the short end of the stick so many times. Like, it's in so many different regions, but then its rock is just like super late game. Kahunas do not need a puzzle, but they do need an island, and Ula Ula Island is the easy pick, since it has Mount Lanakila. Within it and around it are the only places in Alola, outside Seaward Cave, with more than 1 species of ice type. Next is Galar, which, as I mentioned, I have already discussed in that previous video.
I love Galar. I will be Galar's #1 fan, okay? Sword and Shield I enjoyed, okay? Don't hate me.
But to refresh your memory, I'm basing my team around a specific Gigantamax Pokemon. Every Galar gym leader except Piers has a signature Gigantamax Pokemon, as do several other major characters. So I want one too. These are the Gigantamax forms in the base game that no NPCs use.
I've always loved Orbeetle. I think Orbeetle is one of my favorite megas.
So if we remove the not fully evolved ones, Mythical Melmetal, and Kingler, since we have a water gym already, that leaves only 5 options. I don't much care for 3 of them. I like Gmax Sandaconda, but I really like Gmax Toxtricity. I even used a Toxtricity on my first Sword playthrough team. Then between Poison and Electric, I choose Electric. It's my favorite type, as I mentioned, and I wouldn't want to compete with Clara. Plus, the Electric jersey has Toxtricity's colors. It feels like they set up Galar to have an Electric gym leader that uses a Gmax Toxtricity. Like I said, the uniform is Toxtricity's colors. But then, not only did they scrap that idea, they scrapped Gmax Toxtricity. Kind of. Very weirdly, they locked Gigantamax Toxtricity behind limited time events that didn't even start right away.
Never mind.
Sword and Shield came out in November of 2019, but you could not get a Gigantamax Toxtricity until the following February. The DLC made it so you can get Gmax Toxtricity at any point. There's Max Soup. There's some raid den somewhere in the Crown Tundra where it can spawn at any point. But if you have the base game, you cannot get it unless you join someone else's raid, like to this day. And to me, that's insane. Like, this is not a fancy legendary Pokemon or even another Gen Pokemon. It's a new Gen 8 Pokemon.
Not even
Why
pseudo.
make this normal Gigantamax?
It's not a pseudo Pokemon, right? I'm remembering it's a stage 1, unless I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a fake fan.
Form so hard to get. Anyways, my electric gym would be double battles, much like Raihan's, so I can take full advantage of electric terrain from Electric Surge Pincurchin. Next would be Volt Absorb Lantern to gobble up some taste.
I will not stand for any Pincurchin hate in my chat. I will bonk you. Pincurchin, peak Pokemon.
Discharges. Then finally, I'd have Vikavolt, one of my favorite Pokemon. Its levitate means it can't benefit from the electric terrain,
I don't
but it
like
also
bugs, but I like Vikavolt. Cool dude.
ensures the challengers can't just earthquake through my entire team. They could do that for most of them, but not all of them. No double battle gym battle has ever had more than 4 Pokemon, so this would be it. But to fill out the team for champions tournaments or rematches, I'd add on Dracozolt and Boltund. 2 more.
Poor Dracozolt. You guys know the whole like fossil thing with Galar, right? How that little scientist dude, he just mixed a bunch of Pokemon together and now they just have bodies and arms of other Pokemon and they all look really sad. I'm like, that's really fucked up. What if we wanted to get bonked? You don't want to get bonked. I promise you. You know, how about this? I'll do you a skewer. How about that? What if I skewer you guys? I put you on here like a meatball.
For Galar electric types. For my gym town, I do have to replace an existing gym town because ya boy needs a stadium. Okay, I guess I don't need a stadium. Pierce doesn't have one. But like, then he can't Dynamax his Pokemon.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my, like Gigantamax Toxtricity, I need to be able to do that. Fun fact though, the Galar gym system canonically has a relegation and promotion system built into it like UK soccer. Clara and Avery are technically minor league gym leaders that are trying to earn promotion and take the spot of one of the 8 major league gym leaders. So canonically, I would take the spot of an existing gym leader rather than build somewhere new. And of the stadiums, I'd choose Turffield. There's nothing electric about it, but I think it's pretty. There's big art of my Toxtricity on the hill. I think my gym puzzle would be a memorize and repeat puzzle. I like to think there's one of those light up music tap pads that some artists use, but it's really big and it plays a light music melody pattern that you have to memorize and then do it yourself. And then the more you go through it, the more that music factors into the music of the gym. So by the time you reach me, the gym leader, it's playing a pretty sick beat. Also, I have done a playthrough as a Galar electric gym leader. It doesn't follow this team exactly, but I do use Gigantamax Toxtricity. Finally, Paldea. Like many of the other regions, I'm basing my team around one of my favorite Pokemon from that region, or in this case, my #1 favorite, Armarouge. This immediately means that I would be a fire-type gym leader, since Tulip is already a psychic leader. However, I would not just use Armarouge as my ace. I would use Armarouge and Ceruledge together in double battles, which is allowed since Rhyme does that. Think about how cool that is. 2 brother Pokemon, similar but opposites, working together, one with a cannon, one with blades. That's so cool.
It is.
Why did they do that? I also just really want to use them because they are the coolest and some of the most popular Paldea Pokemon, yet they actually feel quite overlooked within the game itself since almost no one uses them. Mila technically uses Armarouge as her ace.
You guys prefer Armarouge or Ceruledge? I like Ceruledge just because, you know, blades. I like the sword blade motif, and also because purple is one of my favorite colors.
But only in optional post-game rematches, since her initial battle is just Torkoal and the Starmobile. And then, shockingly, I could not find a single major NPC that ever uses Ceruledge. This frankly awesome pair does cause a problem though, because it breaks Paldea's gym leader theme. This is that exception I mentioned back at the beginning of the video. The Paldea gym leader aces are not Paldea Pokemon, and are in fact not Pokemon of their type specialty at all. They use other region Pokemon that then terrastalize into the leader's specialty. Bug leader Katie uses Bug Terra Teddiursa. Grass leader Brassius uses Grass Terra Sudowoodo, etc. How can I use Armarouge as my ace when it's both a Paldea Pokemon and one that's already fire type? Larry actually half saves me. For his normal gym battle, his ace is Staraptor, which is already normal type and just terrastalizes into pure normal. However, Staraptor is of course not a Paldea Pokemon. The Elite Four aces are Paldea Pokemon that are already their type specialty, including Larry when he's a flying specialist, but that's the Elite Four, not the gym leaders. But then it came to me, a brilliant solution. First, we'll make it so Armarouge is not my ace, but it's my lead alongside Ceruledge. This guarantees that the two are seen together. Then we'll add Scovillain, another Paldea fire type that with its
I don't know, Scovillain just freaks me out for some reason. I don't know what it is about Scovillain, but I don't know, it's kind of freaky deaky. I don't really like it.
Grass type actually counters all of Fire's weaknesses. Then finally, for the ace, Terra Fire, Storm Drain, Gastrodon. Storm Drain protects both its partners and itself from water moves, meaning this Gastrodon is only weak to ground and rock, two types that it is strong against thanks to its water and ground stab. I would use the West Sea form since while I prefer the East Sea generally, the West Sea's colors and aesthetics feel more fire than East Sea.
Fair enough.
The only issue with this plan is that all of the other gym leader aces naturally learn an attacking move of their Terra type. Katie's Teddiursa knows Fury Cutter, Iono's Mismagius knows Charge Beam, etc. But they created Terra Blast for a reason. I'm just gonna use that. These would be the core four for the gym battle, since as mentioned, no double battle gym leader ever has more than 4 in the initial battle. But for any later rematches that allow for more, which they do, Rhyme has both a team of 5 and a team of 6 at some point, I'd first add Drought Torkoal for obvious reasons. It would weaken Gastrodon's water moves, but I can live with that. And then finally would be Arcanine for Intimidate. My gym's location would be Zapapico. There's no current gym, and it's the town where you obtain the armors to evolve Charcadet, so it feels appropriate. I propose the lighting of torches around Zapapico. But to make it more fun, you—
Uh-oh. Did we die? Oh no, did we die? Hold! 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 It looks like YouTube's fine. Raw. Are we back? Editor's on. I would have moved back like 30 seconds. I'm so sorry. Oh no, but we're back. We're so back. Refresh. 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 I'm spelling refresh wrong. We're back. Hold on, give me a second. I need to grab something really quick. But refresh. No, my water! Uh-oh. Okay. I knocked down my water. Hold up. No! No! OMG. Okay, give me a second. I can't believe she exploded. Hold on. I knocked down my Stanley cup. Yes, I own a Stanley cup. Don't hate me. I knocked down a bunch of things. Okay. Girl failure moment. I mean, that's why you guys watch me, right? Okay. Sorry. We're gonna move back just a little bit. Oh god, we can cut that part out.
Gym's location would be Zappapico. There's no current gym, and it's the town where you obtain the armors to evolve Charcadet, so it feels appropriate. As for the gym puzzle, Paldeas are a bit weird because none of them actually occur within the gym itself.
I don't like it.
The battles don't even occur there. I don't know why the buildings are so tall. You don't do anything other than go in the lobby. Since I need to make use of the surrounding area, I proposed the lighting of torches around Zappapico. But to make it more fun, you have to shoot arrows to do it. You could use a bow or a crossbow or a ballista. My thinking is that since Armarouge and Cerulege are knights, using medieval
I don't know how I feel about a ballista, but okay.
Weaponry would be very cool. And worry not, we would have staff on standby to put out any misses. And it's not like there's much vegetation around Zappapico anyways. And those are my gyms in every region. Let me know your favorite in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. If you want to
Oh, heck. Sorry, my brain just, like, short-circuited. But that was fun! Yeah, children should not be operating siege weaponry. I agree. I don't think we should be giving 10-year-olds who are like, I just want to do this gym. Let me just check this ballista. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, we're not unleashing the 10-year-old legion. No, thank you. They gave us a cannon Pokemon, but the Pokemon is operating it, okay? The Pokemon's the one operating it. I don't think we should give a child that power. Why not? What could go wrong? I wonder what could go wrong. It was a fun video. I enjoyed that one. That one was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. No weapons allowed. I agree. All right, the next video we have small ants. This
Pokemon
is quite
Platinum.
the older video, but I do like to watch small ant every now and then. But we have Can You Beat Pokemon Platinum Without Taking Damage by Small Ant.
Came out in 2008. I played a ton of it as a kid.
That sounds really hard. Taking no damage? How do you do that?
Gen 4 is probably the one I put the most hours into. I wanted to replay it recently for nostalgia, you know, but it's Pokemon. If you've played it once, there really isn't much reason to play through again, so I made it a bit more interesting. I tried to beat Pokemon Platinum without ever having my Pokemon take
First of all, you have to be
damage.
fast. I would imagine be really, really fast and do a lot of damage. Yeah, kill them before they hit you.
Here's how it went. I named myself Ant, and the rival was the man, of course, and walked over to get my first Pokemon from Rowan. I chose Piplup. It starts with Pound instead of Tackle, which is great because it has 100% accuracy instead of the 95% accuracy that Tackle has in this generation. Then,
Missing
the man
tackle
wanted
is
to fight.
always a pain in the ass.
using Withdraw, please.
We failed.
Alright.
We're resetting.
Took damage. Had to reset. To not take damage fighting this Turtwig, it needs to withdraw 6 times in a row.
What are
and
the
then miss
chances
2
it does
tackles.
that?
Barring a crit from Piplup, the chances of this happening are around 0.004%. So I threw myself at the battle over and over for half an hour until I quit. Well, with Piplup at least. I thought about it a bit harder, and it turns out Turtwig was the right choice. Fighting against Chimchar, it knows Leer instead of Withdraw as its non-attacking move. This means it won't make our attacks weaker each turn. All that needs to happen is Chimchar Leering 4 times in a row, which is a 1 in 16 chance. Much better
that's not
odds.
too bad.
And on the 3rd attempt with Turtwig, I lucked out and it happened. No damage rival battle. Leer again! Leer again! Yes! We're through! We've done it! After 40 minutes, I was finally able to make some progress. Talk to Rowan, nickname Turtwig, get some Pokeballs, and then we're free to have some fun. I can go right up to the next route, battle the first trainer who has a Starly with Quick Attack.
Oh, yikes.
Okay, it's time to start solving problems. What can you do to not get hit by a Starly that has a move that will always hit before you? Well, Turtwig literally can't. He learns no priority moves. I had to catch my own Starly. Here's how that went. Let's do it. Oh, crap. Use Growl. Thank you! 1, 2, 3. Yes!
Yeah!
First try! I got lucky and caught it first try. Then I accidentally pressed the power button and had to redo it all, which took like an hour. Anyways, with the Starly in the party, I had to train it up until it could one-hit KO the opponent's Starly with its own Quick Attack. A Quick Attack KO is guaranteed once Starly evolves and gets to level 19, so I had to do some grinding. Grinding in this challenge...
Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. For those who are new here, hi, my name is Poseidon. I like Pokemon. I like TCGs. Thank you so much for the raid. You raided on YouTube as well. Thank you. Thank you for the raid on both the red and purple side. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Thank you. We're just watching some Pokemon videos today. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Yippee. Shy and neat raid. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're just vibing here, you know what I mean?
Isn't like normal Pokemon grinding at all. To guarantee you never take damage, you need to also one-hit KO every wild
Chinese?
Pokemon.
I'm not.
Unfortunately, the only attacking moves that Turtwig and Starly know are Tackle. And if I use those, there's a 5% chance that they miss each time. Getting to level 19 with Starly, I'll be using enough tackles that I'm essentially guaranteed to miss at least once. So I needed to find an alternative to training against wild Bidoofs and Starlies. The solution was found at night. Turns out, this route has a minor Kricketot infestation. At night, there's a 10% chance for a Kricketot to appear, and at this level, the little musical bugs only have Bide and Growl. Bide takes 2 turns to deal damage, so as long as my Pokemon can defeat the Kricketots in 2 turns, we're good to grind. But of course, Starly can't do it in 2 turns, but Turtwig can. So I had to train Turtwig up until it was able to one-shot the Kricketots, then I could switch train Starly until it could fight them. During this grinding, the chat and I decided on the full rules for the challenge. We decided that after each badge, I was able to save, and if I happened to take damage, I could reset the game back up to the previous gym. We felt this stays true to the challenge because it's really about strategizing about how to make progress, rather than wasting my life away doing mindless grinding for hours. But as you'll see, I still wasted a rather large amount of time. Oh, and another thing. For mindless grinding, I sped up the game, because again, I'm not trying to waste my life fighting Kricketots for 30 hours.
Especially in this
after
game,
exterminating the entire...
where, like, the HP bars take like, 20 freaking years. They take so freaking long. For what reason? What reason, really?
Higher Kricketot population, my Starly evolved and grew to level 19. I was ready for the first battle. I completely stomped youngster Tristan with Quick Attack and was able to progress. It took 9 in-game hours to defeat the first trainer. This is gonna be a long one. In addition to Staravia, I had to train up Turtwig all the way to level 25 in this route to evolve and learn Mega Drain. It's the first somewhat okay grass move with 100% accuracy. This took an additional 9 in-game hours. From here, I was able to move up to Jubilife, I crushed the man with Staravia, and ran over towards and accidentally ran into this trainer.
Oh, God.
Yes! Oh my god!
Oh, yes!
That Quick Attack had a 1/5 chance to not KO, by the way. I really could not afford to make any more mistakes like that. With that over, I carefully navigated the route and cave to enter Orberg City and battle the first gym. I did the calculations, and my level 25 Grotle should just barely be able to take out Roark with Mega Drains. Go Runk, baby!
Ooh, let's
Oko,
go.
good. 1-hit KO. This is the one. This is the tough one.
Oh God, I hate this damn Pokemon.
Oko, yes! Oh, thank God. Okay. Just like that, the first gym was done. I made my first save point and was ready to move on to Floaroma Town. This was where I made the discovery that made this challenge a lot more difficult. Team-up battles. In these battles, you're forced to team up with someone else. And the people who you're teamed up with kinda suck. The first required team battle is with Dawn against 2 Galactic Grunts. These grunts have a Glameow and a Stunky. The Glameow knows Fake Out. The only option is to Quick Attack to outspeed the Glameow, as priority moves in this game all have the same level of priority, then hope the Stunky doesn't hit me. No matter what I do, it's essentially a 50-50 chance of getting hit. So I Quick Attack the Glameow, which I miscalculated and it didn't even take it out, but the Glameow and Stunky both attack the Piplup, enabling me to finish this battle first try.
Thank God.
After that battle, it was clear my Pokemon needed to be stronger, so I trained up Grotle until level 32, so it evolved and learned Earthquake, then went to Floaroma Town. Valley Windworks was next, and inside was Commander Mars. Her ace is a level 17 Purugly. It has Fake Out. To outspeed and one-hit KO the Purugly with Quick Attack, my Staravia needed to evolve and then get to level 40. I only had the first badge. I grinded against level 10 wild Pokemon until I took damage because I'm dumb. And that team-up battle that I did first try earlier took 3 tries to get past again. Then grinded for another 2.5 hours until Staraptor was finally a level 40, and I could defeat a level 17 Purugly. After saving Valley Windworks, I was able to move up into Eterna Forest and oh god, it's more team-up battles.
In
the forest,
for those who watched
to team up
my
with
water-only Nuzlocke, you guys already know why I fucking hate Cheryl. I hate her so much. I have a vendetta against her for sure. Words can't not describe how much I dislike this character. I'm so sad. How did that go? Not well!
Cheryl. The first required battle in Eterna Forest is against Jack and Brianna. Brianna has a Pachirisu with Quick Attack. So I went into it hoping for the best, and I got hit. So I went all the way back to the first gym. I did 3 hours of grinding, this time catching a Bidoof for HMs, and finding a diseased weasel.
Shiny!
I put it out of its misery, of course.
No!
Then I tried the fight again.
Why would you do that?
Oko.
Oh, no!
Strike shot! Let's go!
Oh,
yes!
Okay. Thank God.
Alright. Alright. Finally. We're good now. And I succeeded. I beat the first required battle of the forest. Keyword.
Oh my goodness,
first.
Required.
Fortunately though, the other battles I was able to force into single battles, so they weren't a problem. And I was able to cast aside the blight of Cheryl. Eterna City is the location of the
You guys don't know what happened, so I did a water-only Nuzlocke for, I think, Shining Pearl, and I failed the first one because I'm just really stupid, and I should not have failed considering that the first gym was, I believe, was Rourke, and I was doing water only, so that should have been a breeze, but apparently it wasn't. So then I did a second try, and I got past it, right? I go into the Eterna Forest with Cheryl, and I got into that double battle with, like, the psychic trainers, and I was like, oh, I'm chilling. But one of their Abras knew an electric move and just ended my run. And I'm just like, Cheryl, you motherfucker. She didn't do anything for me, so... I have feelings, and I'm really mad about it, okay? I'm allowed to be mad!
Last gym, and because I had a level 40 Staraptor, I completely blew it away with a Wing Attack.
Easy.
The second badge was mine, after 33.5 in-game hours. Not including the time spent in the resets, by the way. After the gym, I went back and got a Buizel for later. 75% chance. Please!
Please!
1, 2, 3! Big paws!
Let's go!
Easily cleared out the Galactic Base, grabbed a bike, and the Explorer Kit. I cautiously traveled through to Hearthome, with a few uneventful battles along the way. The next big hurdle was Badge 3, from Fantina, the Ghost Gym Leader. Fantina has a Duskull with Shadow Sneak, a priority move, then a Haunter with Sucker Punch, also a priority move. The Duskull was simple to deal with, because Shadow Sneak couldn't hit my Staraptor, but the Haunter was trouble. Sucker Punch was able to hit my Staraptor, and Quick Attack couldn't hit the Haunter. So in order to beat the Haunter, I needed to train my Buizel to level 45 so it evolved, and had the stats to defeat the Haunter with a single Aqua Jet. The final Pokemon, Mismagius, was a simple crunch. and the third badge was mine after 46 in-game hours. With the third badge in the bag, this was where the challenge changed. I grabbed a gift Eevee, but the man who gave me some incredible advice. Make sure all your attacks hit, avoid every enemy attack. That's the strat. That's all you gotta do. And walked into Solaceon Town, confident as ever. Solaceon Town has the Pokemon Daycare. The daycare is what turned this challenge from a boring, grindy mess into a fun puzzle. If you deposit Pokemon in the daycare, every step you take, your Pokemon gains 1 experience point. So all I had to do to get level 100 Pokemon was to shove them in the daycare and bike up and down over and over until I traveled around 1 million tiles. And that's what I did. I threw Staraptor and Floatzel into the daycare, and off-stream, biked up and down for 30 in-game hours. Or around 8 hours with the speed up. The next stream, I was ready to crush this game. Or so I thought. I picked up my incredibly powerful level 100 Pokemon, swept through Route 250,
but are they gonna
until I encountered a very unexpected problem. Ace Trainer Dennis. He was an unavoidable trainer who had a Drift Blim. Drift Blims have the ability Aftermath, where, on the turn the Pokemon is defeated, if the opposing Pokemon made contact, it takes damage. This was a problem. My 2 level 100s only had moves that made contact. We scoured the game and strategized the best we could, and the best solution to the problem, barring extra hours and hours of grinding, was getting Rock Tomb and teaching it the Floatzel. In Gen 4, Rock Tomb only has 80% accuracy. It was a 1 in 5 chance that I would take damage. A 1 in 5 chance I would have to spend 8 more hours of my life biking up and down. Here's the battle.
I would cry, bro.
No! No!
I would have lost my fucking marbles, dude. That would have, like, actually ruined the rest of my, like, day. Or not even day, just the rest of the year. Holy shit, what the fuck? That's so bad. Oh my goodness. And he has to go back and do the 8-hour grind again, doesn't he? Holy shit. It's always the motherfuckers named Dennis, dude. It's always the motherfuckers named Dennis.
Why? Just one closer to 69, baby. I should have probably just done some extra grinding on my Torterra instead. But I reset. And since I'm stubborn, I just tried the Rock Tomb strategy again.
Oh god,
yes.
Thank god.
Oh, it doesn't happen twice. Let's go.
If it happened
So
twice,
that was a fun way to waste 8 hours. With that fight complete, I moved on to the 4th gym, flipped the whole thing easily, and saved the game. 73 hours in. Next up was doing a quick battle against some galactic grunts. With Dawn. The grunts open with 2 Zubats, so I can't Earthquake them with Torterra. I was a bit reckless here because I had just finished a gym, so I decided to test my luck, taking them on without any strategy. I had to reset a few times until... Nice. This was the moment Chat and I decided to never make a single mistake ever again. So we came up with a foolproof plan to defeat the Zubats. I walked down to Pastoria City, went to the move reminder, and taught Floatzel Swift, which hits both Pokemon in double battles. With this excellent idea, I was able to defeat the grunts without having to rely on good luck. The 5th gym was up next, and it was easy. Just Aerial Ace Crash Awakes Gyarados,
Easy
Quick Attack
money.
the Floatzel as it had Aqua Jet, and Aerial Ace the Quagsire. 5 badges down, 3 to go. Before the 6th gym, I did have to run a few errands, like delivering the old charm to Cynthia's grandma in Celestic Town. I traveled through the foggy area on Route 210, and accidentally got into a battle. Of course, I had also forgot to use Defog, so I was going into the battle with a 40% chance to miss each attack. Fortunately, I had Aerial Ace for Scyther, but the Scyther knew Quick Attack, so I had to use my own Quick Attack. It hit.
Thank God.
Next was a Luxio, which I was able to take out with an Aerial Ace. The final Pokemon was the worst case scenario, a Probopass. Both Swift and Aerial Ace would not take it out in one hit.
I hate
Here's
him
what happened.
so much.
Don't miss. No. No!
No! No!
Ah! Ah!
Thank God!
Ah! Oh, that was lucky. The rest of the route I smartened up and used Defog, so it was stress-free. I destroyed Cyrus in the ruins, snagged Surf, and made my way to Canalave City. The man was waiting for me, so I Aqua Jet the Staraptor and Infernape, Aerial Aces Roserade and Heracross, and Quick Attack the Floatzel. Easy. Before the gym, I paid a visit to Iron Island to see Riley. To get the HM for Strength, you have to talk to Riley.
Riley.
The thing is, all of the Iron Island battles are dreaded team battles. Fortunately though, Riley just hands Strength to you right at the start and waits for you inside. So I abandoned him and went right back to Canalab for the gym. The gym was fairly straightforward.
You know what,
I did need to pick up a Mystic Water in Pastoria though, to ensure an Aqua Jet KO on a Scizor that knew Quick Attack. Other than that though, it was a clean Surf sweep for the 6th badge.
Oh, hell
Team
yeah.
Galactic started causing some chaos, so I went to Lake Valor, cleaned things up there, then Lake Verity because Dawn couldn't handle it herself, and up towards Snow Point to Lake Acuity, where it's hailing. But that's okay, because I had a way to deal with it. Remember the Eevee I picked up? By walking just barely into the hail on Route 217, and using a rare candy on Eevee. It evolved into Glaceon, a Pokemon immune to the effects of hail. But it was still weak, and it doesn't learn any good Ice-type moves, so I chucked it and Torterra into the daycare to make them strong. The only powerful Ice-type move with 100% accuracy in this gen is Ice Beam. To acquire Ice Beam, you have to spend 10,000 Game Corner coins. 10,000 Game Corner coins cost 200,000 Poké Dollars. And I was completely broke after spending all of my money on the daycare, so I came up with a get-rich-quick scheme. Make Staraptor hold a Luck Incense, walk up to some snobby rich kids, and beat them up repeatedly with the Versa Seeker until the entirety of their parents' wealth is securely in my pocket. Then I blew it all on a single TM.
Eat the rich.
With that done, it was just a matter of running up and down for another 8 hours. Once Glaceon and Torterra were level 100, I was ready to take on the Blizzard. I taught Glaceon Ice Beam and Shadow Ball, and went to the move reminder to get Ice Shard. The battles through Route 217 were straightforwards. Ice Shard the Pokemon with priority moves, Shadow Ball the Pokemon resistant to Ice, and Ice Beam the rest. Snow Point City Gym was not as easy. The first issue was the puzzle itself. A few of the trainers in the gym have Snovers, then Sneasels. Snovers set up Hail with the Snow Warning ability, and in Gen 4, weather effects last indefinitely. Then the Sneasels have Quick Attack, forcing my Glaceon to stay in and use a priority move. The thing with this is that Ice Shard or Quick Attack both don't do enough to KO a Sneasel. So I needed to find a path through the gym that avoided all trainers to not risk getting into one of these Snover Sneasel fights. It took a while, but after looking at a map of the gym for nearly 15 minutes, Chad and I were able to find a route skipping all of the trainers in the gym while solving the puzzle. Of course, that wasn't the only difficulty in the gym. We still had Candace. Candace opens with a Sneasel, which was simple.
Candace dick fit in your mouth? Please don't click off my stream. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Every single time Candace shows up, I have to make that joke. I don't care if you think it's not funny or it's a 12-year-old joke, but I think it's funny, okay? I think it's funny. I would have accepted these nuts. I'm sorry. I had to. I couldn't hold it in. I had to make the joke. Poseidon, I joined to that. What the fuck? It's in my contract. You're right. It's in my contract for Mythos. In order for me to stay as Poseidon, I have to make at least one Candace joke every single stream. It's a must, okay?
Well, since it wasn't hailing yet, we're able to outspeed its Quick Attack with Aqua Jet for the knockout, but Pokemon 2 is where things get more complicated. If Candace sends out Abomasnow next, it starts hailing with Snow Warning. Abomasnow itself can be taken out easily with Glaceon's Ice Beam, and the Pillow that follows it, but the reason that hail is a problem is because of Frostlass and its ability, Snowcloak. Snowcloak in hail makes moves miss 1/5 of the time. To guarantee the KO, I need to move on Glaceon that never misses. And as you can clearly see, Glaceon doesn't have one of those no-miss moves.
Nope!
Well, except it does. The hail here that causes the accuracy issue also solves it. As it turns out, Blizzard bypasses the accuracy check while hailing. So, I was able to Blizzard with 100% confidence and take out the Frostlass. nabbing me the 7th badge. I dealt with the Lake Acuity stuff, then wiped out the Galactic Headquarters, getting the Master Ball from Cyrus along the way, and headed up to Spear Pillar for the end of the world. Oh, you thought I was talking about the whole portal thing? No, it's another team battle. But for real though, this one was surprisingly easy. None of the opposing Pokemon, no priority moves. So Floatzel was able to surf, instantly drowning everything on the field. I hopped into another dimension real quick and caught Giratina with the Master Ball.
Poseidon, when are you gonna try this? Hell no. I'm not built for this. I'm not built for this kind of pain. I think Schmant's a little crazy, okay? I think he's a little crazy for doing something like this, okay? He might be a masochist, but I'm not, okay? I could not put myself through this much pain.
Strong as I needed it to be, so I biked up and down for 2 hours until it was level 66. I also beat up the rich kids again for money for some stat boosting items and a few TMs I'll explain later. Then, I was able to move through Route 222, only fighting a single trainer with a Wingull. Alright, Kuro level 100. Should just absolutely crush.
Famous last words?
Yes. No! Which I forgot had Quick Attack. So, I reset and got everything all over again. When I returned to the Wingull, I remembered it had Quick Attack this time. Now, onto the final gym. The opposing Pokemon are now getting to the levels where every battle needs to be meticulously planned out. Quick Attack the Jolteon with Staraptor to outspeed its own Quick Attack, Earth Power the Raichu with Giratina, Surf the Luxray with Floatzel, and with a Silk Scarf on Staraptor, Quick Attack the Electivire to get the 8th badge. From here, it was a quick jog through Victory Road and a simple rival battle before the Elite Four Gauntlet. I taught my team some important TMs, leveled up Giratina one last time to restore balance, and went in. No going back now. The start of the Aaron battle was simple. Aerial Ace is Yanmega, Earthquake the Drapion, Aerial Ace the Vespiquen, and Aerial Ace the Heracross. The Scizor, though, was trouble. Scizor knew Quick Attack, and it had enough defense where my own Quick Attack or Aqua Jet couldn't take it out. There were no priority moves that could defeat it in one shot. So, my solution was Giratina, who wasn't affected by Quick Attack. The problem with Giratina was that it was only level 69, and a level 69 Giratina couldn't normally defeat a Scizor in one hit. Well, not without Natural Gift. Natural Gift is a move that changes its typing and damage based on the berry that your Pokemon is holding. Give Giratina an Aqua Berry, and Natural Gift becomes a 60 power Fire-type move. So I did just that, and incinerated the Scizor, winning the first battle.
Hell yeah.
Bertha was next, but with Torterra, the battle was simple. Giga Drain everything except Gliscor, where you use Ice Beam with Glaceon. Flint was another simple one, Surf the Houndoom, Aqua Jet the Infernape, Surf the Rapidash and Magmortar, and Aqua Jet the Flareon. Lucian was next, an easy Shadow Ball sweep, except for Espeon, where I had to Quick Attack with Staraptor. The final fight with Cynthia was the most meticulously planned fight of them all. Glaceon's Ice Beam couldn't take out the Spiritomb in one hit, so I had to give it an Icicle Plate to deal just enough damage. Lucario had extreme speed, so I had to use Giratina. Giratina was leveled exactly to 69 and given just enough stat boosting items to outspeed. Giratina was also given choice specs, which I picked up in Celestic Town. So Earth Power just barely KO'd.
Okay.
I made sure Glaceon had enough speed to outspeed the Garchomp to KO it and Togekiss with Ice Beam. I taught Staraptor close combat to one-hit KO the Milotic.
Let's go!
Then it was an Ice Beam onto the Roserade to finish off the challenge and beat Pokemon Platinum without taking a single hit point of damage. 138 hours, 37 minutes, not including the resets. And that's how I did it. If you enjoyed this and want to see more, make sure to subscribe. I play games wrong all the time, and stop by my Twitch for the live experience if you're into that. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Holy shit. That man was suffering. He went through hell and back, and you know what? I have so much respect. Oh my goodness. The way I would have crashed out. Oh god. Oh, what a time, for real. He's at hour 400, just now getting the 8th badge. Yeah, these challenges are not easy. But yeah, that one fucking Dennis dude, fuck that guy. Actually, fuck that guy. Alright, next video! We have another M&J TV video. We have one of his more recent ones from about 2 months ago. We have Mega Evolution's biggest problems and how to fix them. I'll be honest, I think So you know how like every gen kind of has like their whole mechanic, the different mechanic that they have. So for example, you know, we have Gen 8 with the Dynamax mechanic. We have Gen 9 with the Terrasilize. We have the, I don't even remember Alola's, if I'm being honest. But we have Mega Evolution that came from, I believe, what is it? Gen 6? Gen 6, right? Yeah, we have Z moves. Yeah, Gen 7 Z moves. Okay, that's how forgettable they were to me. God, Z moves were weird. I wasn't a huge fan, but I really like Mega Evolutions. I think it gives Pokemon who don't have like great stats and evolutions to have that opportunity. So I think it's super cool. So, but you know, every single one isn't perfect. So let's see what Mikey has to say about their biggest problems with Mega Evolutions.
Mega Evolution is back at the forefront of Pokemon thanks to the upcoming release of Pokemon Legends ZA.
And we are getting the Mega Evolution set in TCG as well, so that's really exciting. Wow, we love 3 prize card mechanics back in the game. Of course we love that. I fucking hate it.
The first game to have Mega Evolution since Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee in 2018. But while many are super hyped for its return, I actually haven't missed Mega Evolution as much as most. In this video, I'll discuss the problems I have with the gimmick and how Legends ZA could solve them. And maybe already has. Let's start with a brief history of Mega Evolution and my experience with it to provide a wider context to my arguments. Mega Evolution was officially revealed in August of 2013, around 2 months before the release of X and Y, and several months after Mega Mewtwo Y was teased, but not named as a Mega Evolution. I distinctly recall being extremely hyped about this. It caught me completely off guard, since this was the first time any non-legendary or mythical Pokemon got new forms. Okay, technically Rotom got some, and Rotom's not a legendary, but they really treated it like one in the early days.
Yeah,
I was also specifically
excited
because Blaziken got a Mega, which meant that my favorite Pokemon, Sceptile, was definitely gonna get one too. And look, I even found this comment I left on the reveal trailer, full of wildly incorrect predictions. X and Y came out in October 2013, and during my first playthrough of Pokemon X, I loved Mega Evolution. I was so enraptured by the first 3D Pokemon game and my super awesome Mega Charizard X that I had no criticisms whatsoever. I was telling people these were the best Pokemon games ever made. And then, less than a year later, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were announced. And not long after that, so were Mega Sceptile and Mega Swampert. Yeah! This was less than a year into my Pokemon YouTube success taking off with How Old is Ash Ketchum, so without a coherent YouTube strategy at the time, I made a quick news video with my reaction.
Real. 1 second, chat. I need to turn on my fan. It is so freaking hot in my office. It's like unbelievable. Hold on. Turn off my fan. Or turn on my fan. Okay, there we go. Bro used to be so young. It's baby Mikey.
Youth. Then when the games came out, I was ecstatic and played through them with this team. Intentionally chosen such that all but Crobat could Mega Evolve. I'd simply swap out which ones I'd Mega depending on the battle.
Fair
Except
enough.
for Gallade, which I not only had to get by trading over a Dawnstone from my X version, because normally you can't get a Dawnstone until you beat Wally in the Victory Road, but also you can't get the Gallade until you've completed the Delta episode. That was annoying. But overall, when I first played through X and Omega Ruby, I had not a bone to pick. I was still a kid, basically, 18, 19, and I was very much still in the stage where I thought all new Pokemon games were completely perfect. That stage is over now. Look at me. I'm 30, and as time has gone on, I've developed criticisms toward Mega Evolution despite adoring it initially. The first one developed as I've replayed the Gen 6 games over the years, and it's a criticism specific to those games. It can be boiled down to Mega Evolutions not being there. Mega Evolution is blatantly cool. A fully evolved Pokemon surpassing its limits, it's just so exciting, and it makes the battles feel extremely epic. So in Gen 6, the generation that introduced it and put a huge emphasis on it, why do we barely get to see it? This criticism has two halves, and the first one is that NPC trainers don't use Megas enough. In X and Y, you get access to Mega Evolution right after getting your 3rd gym badge. But then, for the rest of the main story, you will fight a total of only 3 Mega Evolutions. Karina's Lucario, Lysander's Gyarados, and Diantha's Gardevoir. And really only the latter 2 of those count, since Karina's battle is forced as a Lucario versus Lucario battle. Oris is not much better. You get Mega Evolution at a later badge, but around the same team levels, in the 30s. But you will again only fight 3 Megas before the post-game. The team leader's Ace, Wally's Gallade, and Steven's Metagross. This is insane! These games guarantee you incredibly powerful Megas of your own. And that's not even including your Mega starter. When you don't have to face off against other Megas, so much of the game ends up being so easy that it's trivialized.
Ha-ha! It is I,
Crunchy
Karate
boy.
boy, and I need your advice. I'm thinking about making a career change. Crime is fun, but it only sometimes pays.
Okay, what were you thinking?
I want to be a programmer. Seems like a great career. The problem, though, is that I have absolutely no qualifications or time spent programming at all.
Well, then you should try out Boot.dev, the sponsor of this video. Boot.dev teaches you back-end web development, including languages like Python, JavaScript, Go, and more. And you'll be doing what you'd do on the job, writing code and building real projects. However, it's unique because of the gaming aspects of it. Learning earns you experience, reward chests, and more. Boot.dev makes the learning process fun, since you can't achieve your goals if you're bored.
Ooh, what a unique way to learn. So you've tried it.
That's pretty cool.
I haven't written so much as a character of code in a decade and was never that great at it, but I found the start of the Python course to be straightforward, entertaining, and educational. Leveling up and hitting streaks gave me the same kind of satisfaction I get when doing those things in normal video games, but I was learning a valuable career useful skill in the process. The whole thing is also designed to be self-paced, so it's great for busy people with existing responsibilities.
Like me.
Like
with
me.
my crime.
Sure.
Okay.
Like you and your crime. Try out Boot.dev's courses for free using the link below, then use my code MNJTV to get 25% off your entire first year if you choose the annual plan.
Amazing! Thanks, pal. Now I can work toward a career that not only won't have the risk of jail time, but also might finally give me dental. Ta-ta!
I understand that if you get Megas in the 30s, some team members may not be fully evolved yet. A Vibrava is gonna get curb stomped by a Mega Aggron despite having the type advantage. But once your team gets to the mid-40s and definitely 50s, there should be no more hand-holding. And for a bit there is. You fight the evil team leader and they're Mega. From that point on, all the major boss fights should have had Megas, and they don't! It's the main focus of these games! Where are the Megas? Compare this to the boss trainers in the generations that came later. Every Kahuna and Elite Four member can use Z moves. Every Galar gym leader except Milo and Piers not only uses Dynamax, but uses a signature Gigantamax form. And Milo ends up using one of those later in rematches, since he's normally fought too early to use a Flapple or Appleton initially. And then all the Paldea gym leaders in Elite Four use Terastallization. Now, of course, there is a big difference here. Z moves, Dynamax, and Terastallization can be used on any Pokemon, as opposed to Mega Evolutions being for specific species. But still, think about Galar. They designed specific Gigantamax forms to be the aces for the gym leaders. Why did they not do that with the Mega Evolutions in Gen 6? If I was redesigning the Gen 6 games, first in X and Y, Wolfric, your rival in the Victory Road, and the Elite Four all should have used the Megas that they do either in the anime or later in the post-game. Similarly, in Oris, Wallace and the Elite Four should have used Megas too, since thankfully Wally already does. Wait, how did it take me this long to realize that Wallace and Wally have very similar names? Are they the same guy? The Hoenn Elite Four actually have specific megas that they use in the league rematches, which is better than X and Y, where they never use megas at any point, but it still frustrates me that they don't use them initially. As for Wallace, poor Wallace. They definitely intended to make a Mega Milotic, maybe not in his gym battle, but in that post-game battle in the Delta episode, and they just didn't. I think they ran out of time or couldn't find one that wasn't too similar to all the fan art. I think the same thing happened with Flygon, so huge bummer there.
Mega Milotic,
but they should have swapped another one in. Mega Gyarados probably.
Maybe we'll get it in CA. I don't know.
It makes the most sense since it's the only Pokemon Wallace ever owns in Hoenn that can actually go Mega. But that's just one half of the problem. The trainers don't use Mega Evolution enough, but neither do you. In X and Y, there were 28 Mega Evolutions available at some point or another within the entirety of the games. Technically, there were 30 total, since Mega Latios and Latios are actually in the code of the game, but not only are they unobtainable, so was their Mega Stone. 4 of the Megas were starters, and you'll of course get 1 per playthrough before the league. One of them is Lucario, gifted to you as part of getting the Mega Ring, and 2 are Mewtwo, which is of course a post-game legendary. But then, of the remaining 21, only 5 of their Mega Stones are obtainable before the league. And one of those was the Blazikenite, which was event only and unobtainable from January 2014 onward. So if you were to start an X and Y playthrough today, that means you can use this fancy central mechanic of X and Y on a grand total of 6 different Pokemon pre-league in one playthrough. It blows my mind how limited they made this major mechanic. Oris was much better on this front. Most of the Hoenn Dex Megastones are obtainable reasonably early, but some are still locked to the post-game despite the Pokemon being catchable before then. Then several more Megas can be used once you get the National Dex upon stopping Groudon or Kyogre. This makes it so that eventually you can obtain both the Pokemon and its stone for a little more than half of the Megas that were available in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, which still is not enough in my opinion, but at least it's better than X and Y. And what's kind of frustrating about this problem is that the solution is simple. Just make the Mega Stones available earlier, especially in X and Y. I understand there can be a rewarding feeling as part of the quest hunting them all down in the post-game once you have the upgraded Mega Ring, but that's overshadowed by the fact that it feels unfair. There's so many Pokemon that you could have gotten a really long time ago that you just arbitrarily were not able to Mega Evolve because they decided to toss the stone in the post-game. If you can get the Pokemon before the league, I feel you should have been able to Mega Evolve it before the league. The only exception I see are the cases where they really wanted a certain boss fight to be the first time you see a specific Mega. So, for example, I can forgive Gardevoir's Mega Stone being post-game only in Kalos because they wanted that to be a big reveal. But not all the other ones. Why the hell did I have to wait for Mega Heracross? Gen 7 also has this no Megas problem, but it doesn't bother me as much because Megas weren't the point. Alola makes the entire thing post-game, so that's a complete non-issue, but Let's Go is different. You gain Mega Evolution late, but still before the league, right after getting your 7th badge. Now, at first it appears that the two halves of the no Megas problem are in full force here. You can initially only Mega the original trio of Kanto starters, having to obtain the other stones post-game, and then in the league, your rival uses Mega Pidgeot as champion, but none of the Elite Four use Megas. Lance goes on to use Mega Charizard X in his rematch, but none of the other 3 ever use a Mega. However, as I said, in these games, Megas are not the point. They found a way to toss them in as a last bit of fan service before they moved on, as evidenced by the fact that most of them aren't even in the game. So like, I don't love that you could only Mega Evolve the Kanto starters before the league. I wish you could have Mega'd any of your team members, but I can stomach it more because the time that you're limited is really small. I'll admit, it would have been cool to see the Elite Four use more Megas, and I do think it's weird that Agatha doesn't use Mega Gengar at all, even in the rematch.
Whack. That's some whack shit.
That's really weird, right? She's got 2 2 of them. But Lorelei and Bruno were screwed no matter what, since Kanto does not have any ice or fighting megas. I guess Lorelei could have used Mega Slowbro, since while it's not an ice type, she does use Slowbro, but the mega that would fit Bruno best is Mega Aerodactyl? I suppose, because he also uses some rock types. But it feels wrong. In short, Let's Go Megas are weird, but I can tolerate it because there really was not much emphasis on it. My issues with Mega Evolution go beyond their Gen 6 implementation, though. Even if they had nailed that and made it very accessible through the playthroughs, I would, and still do, have some other criticisms. I'll start by knocking out the small, frankly minor ones, and then move to the big one. One small gripe comes about because in games with megas, I often end up using more than one. Because, as a reminder, Mega Evolution is very cool. As I said earlier, my first Oris team had 5, and in my recent playthrough of the fan game, Heart Gold Soul Silver Sevi Islands, I also used a team with mostly mega-capable Pokemon. However, because a Pokemon has to hold its Mega Stone to evolve, and I can only Mega one Pokemon per battle, that meant in most battles, most of my team had useless held items, or simply never went Mega at all. I understand why they used held items for this gimmick, because the reality is, if you have an extra powerful Pokemon, letting it hold an item to boost it even further would be super broken. So, thankfully they never did that. And thus this is a small complaint. It's really just kind of inconvenient when doing a playthrough. But I still feel like there could have been ways to make it more fluid to use more than one on your team. Using multiple megas worked very smoothly in Let's Go because it didn't have held items at all, so a Pokemon not going mega when it could have was unable to be a hindrance. It's not like it was missing out on holding a choice band. But in a game that does have held items, maybe the act of mega evolving just like tosses away the item that you were holding, like knockoff. The real solution is to do what the competitive players did, which is just use one mega, maybe 2. But like, that's not as fun. I want to use a lot of the megas. Again, they are cool. My next minor Mega Evolution gripe is how they presented it in the Pokedex in Gen 7. My most viewed short on this channel covers several instances of horrifying Pokedex entries about Mega Evolutions, which got their own specific entries starting in Sun and Moon. Here are a few examples. Mega Glalie in Ultra Moon. The power of Mega Evolution was so strong that it smashed Glalie's jaw.
Welcome in, Raiders. For those trying to hear, hi, my name is Poseidon, goddess of seas, earthquakes, and horses. I'm a VTuber, the VTuber talent agency, Mythos. Thank you so much for the raid. We're just chilling, watching some M&J TV. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream. What did you guys do today? No pressure if you want to go do your after stream care, but thank you so much for the raid. I hope everything was all good with you guys. Yeah, welcome in. Thank you. Nylon Cotton and Critical Total for the follows. Thank you. Here to cheer you on. Yippee! Thank you.
Its inability to eat very well leaves Glalie irritated. Mega Scizor in Ultra Sun. It stores the excess energy from Mega Evolution, so after a long time passes, its body starts to melt. Mega Sableye in Ultra Sun. Bathed in the energy of Mega Evolution, the gemstone on its chest expands, rips through its skin, and falls out. Jesus!
You know, I'm good.
And also, what the hell? This is one of the most insane retcons that Pokemon has ever done. Mega Evolution is supposed to be possible because of a strong bond between the Pokemon and the trainer. So what's with all this horrible stuff about it torturing the Pokemon? One theory I've seen is that it was a subtle primer to make people like Mega Evolution less, because Game Freak knew they were not going to include it in the next generation. If this theory is true, then that was silly.
Stupid.
Like, people were gonna be upset about Mega Evolutions leaving no matter what.
Pokemon hated their own mechanic. They hated their own mechanic. That's so stupid.
Megas. But now they're also upset about this disturbing lore, and you've put yourself in a corner for Legends ZA. Like, You're bringing back Mega Evolutions that now, canonically, torture the Pokemon. Are they just gonna gloss over it and pretend the Gen 7 Dex entries never existed? Honestly, probably. So those were my 2 minor general Mega Evolution complaints, but now for my biggest one, and I think it's the most important. Mega Evolution is bad for weak Pokemon. Mechanically, Mega Evolution can change a Pokemon's ability and type, as long as one of the original types stays, but both of these are optional. Aerodactyl changes only its ability. Audino changes only its type, depending on the ability that it started with. Sceptile changes both, and Latios changes neither. But what all Megas must do is add 100 to the Pokemon's base stat total. That doesn't necessarily mean that stats only stay the same or grow. Stats can actually drop as long as those points are redistributed such that the total ends up 100 higher. For example, Mega Garchomp is 10 points slower than regular Garchomp. They moved 10 of its speed points elsewhere. Additionally, abilities can artificially increase the stat gain, like Mega Mawile with huge power. But ignoring abilities, adding 100 is constant. This is notable because it means the stat buff is consistent across species, regardless of how strong the Pokemon was to begin with. Now, this would be fine if they only gave Megas to weaker Pokemon that needed help catching up, but that is not what happened.
Nope.
They gave Megas to already good Pokemon, like starters, and then went even further and gave them to pseudo-legendary Pokemon. Pokemon that start with base stat totals of 600, meaning they get up to 700, making them almost as strong as God. This pairs horribly with the fact that you can only Mega Evolve one Pokemon at a time. Particularly in competitive play, this meant that most Megas were almost never used. Why would you use Mega Sableye with a pathetic 480 stat total when 700 base stat total Mega Salamence is an option? Now, one valid counter to this is that the competitive scene will always be dominated by the small group of the absolute best Pokemon. So the top 6 to 8 Megas, maybe less, were always going to be disproportionately represented. But then in a playthrough, you can use the Megas of the weaker Pokemon, since they still benefited hugely from the phenomenon. However, even despite that, I would argue that the weaker Pokemon benefited in the short term, but were cursed in the long term. 2 prime examples are Mega Mawile and Mega Kangaskhan. Regular Mawile is horrifically awful. It's got a great ability with Intimidate, and its Steel Fairy typing is one of the best in the game. But its base stat total is only 380, lower than Mudbray. So it's completely unusable in almost all contexts. But Mega Mawile was one of the best. It of course gained the 100 points to its BST, but it also gained the ability Huge Power, doubling its raw attack stat. But this actually more than doubles its effective base attack stat. A Mega Mawile at level 100 with no EVs and perfect IVs has an attack stat of 246. So doubled with huge power, that's 492. Doing some math with the stat formula, which I actually did. Look at that.
We love that.
Algebra. This means it has an effective base attack stat of 228. The highest in all of Pokemon by almost 40 points. This made its effective base stat total 603, just stronger than a pseudo. It was an astronomical leap in power. Kangaskhan had a similarly dramatic rise. Kangaskhan started much stronger than Mawile, but it wasn't good enough to be anything more than meh. But then Mega Kangaskhan was not only much more powerful in the stat department, but its ability Parental Bond, allowing each of its moves to hit twice, just with reduced power the second time, made it the best not Rayquaza Mega. And in the competitive sequences, maybe better than Mega Rayquaza just due to the restricted Pokemon limits. It could get 2 attack boosts using Power Up Punch once, it did way more damage with Fake Out, and even after Parental Bond's nerf in Gen 7, it was one of the best Pokemon out there. In short, Mawile and Kangaskhan were forgotten, weak Pokemon, but their Megas—
I love Mawile though. Mega Mawile's so cool. And I just think it's funny that Mega Kangaskhan, the baby's just now out of the pouch.
were incredible. But notice how I'm using the past tense here? That's because once Mega Evolution went away, Mawile and Kangaskhan went right back to obscurity. And that would not have happened to them if they'd instead received new permanent evolutions. I'll admit my bias here. I really love new gen evolutions of old gen Pokemon. I pick that over any kind of new form every time. Not only do many of them end up being extremely cool, Gliscor and Crobat being some of my all-time favorite Pokemon, but I also really appreciate when an underpowered Pokemon gets a new chance at life. Seadra was one of Kanto's many unimpressive water types, but Kingdra is the powerful ace of multiple gym leaders. Togetic was genuinely useless, while Togekiss is amazing, especially after becoming Fairy type. Primeape and Girafarig were forgotten bad Pokemon, but Annihilape and Farigiraf are awesome and very good. Farigiraf is already a world champion. Things can always change, Pokemon has broken trends before, but as of recording this video, no Pokemon that got a Mega Evolution has ever gone on to get a new permanent evolution. Sure, many of the Mega species will never get new evolutions since they were already third stage, but others like Sableye, Medicham, Mawile, Sharpedo, and Camerupt, weak Pokemon that would really benefit from new permanent evolutions, now cannot get them. Because a Pokemon that can go beyond regular evolution cannot just later do regular evolution. This means that years later, Mawile and Kangaskhan are depressed, doom scrolling their phones all day, wishing they could relive their glory days. Meanwhile,
that's way too real. Wait, why is that so real?
Pokemon like Seadra are living a life of joy, because over 20 years after Gen 2, it can still turn into Kingdra. With the exception of Let's Go, but that was a weird fever dream and I hated that they did that anyways. There of course remains the possibility that some of these Pokemon could get alternate forms that evolve, like Galarian Linoone evolving into Obstagoon, but that's not happening in Legends ZA because Mega Evolution is coming back, and thus these Pokemon will just be Mega Evolving. So they'll have a chance to shine again, but only for now. All right, those are my problems with Mega Evolution. So how can Game Freak fix them in Legends ZA? Well, some of them they might have already done with one big significant change, but before that, let me cover the problems that they might fix, but I don't know if they will at the time of recording. First, my problem with the Gen 6 game's lack of Mega presence. ZA can solve this by simply giving the player and NPCs extensive access to Mega Evolution. Most, if not all, non-legendary Megas should be available before completing the main story. I also expect new Megas to be introduced, and those in particular should be made very accessible. I want to use the cool new stuff. As for the disturbing lore from the Gen 7 Pokedex...
Listen, I know Mega Dragonite gets a lot of hate, but I think he's very, very charming, and I like him.
I don't know how they'll address that. Like I said, I think they're probably just gonna gloss over it, and I guess I can live with that. Again, it was a minor gripe. Then with the problem of Megas preventing weak Pokemon from getting permanent buffs, they can avoid worsening the problem by not giving Megas to any Pokemon that need permanent evolutions. Then hopefully in games after ZA, Pokemon like Sableye can get a regional form that can then evolve. But then the last two issues, the clunkiness of using more than one Mega and the weaker Megas always being benched for stronger ones, may already be squared away, because Mega Evolution is now temporary. Well, I guess it's always been temporary, but I mean like temporary within the duration of the battle. If you look closely at this footage, you'll see the Mega Evolution button in the bottom right corner, and it appears to be something that charges up over time, like an ult in many other video games. But it remains unclickable if the Pokemon that's battling cannot Mega Evolve. So once the gauge has sufficiently charged, you can hit the button, then Mega Evolve your Pokemon. But look closely here. Its charge is going down as time passes. I cannot say with complete certainty, but this heavily implies that when that gauge runs out, your Pokemon goes back to normal. This is fantastic, and it's perfect for the new real-time battle system. Mega Evolution is no longer just a cheeky way to have a higher base stat total Pokemon on your team. You have to time it and use it strategically. I also think this time limit could work in turn-based battles too, such as in the upcoming Pokemon Champions. Maybe Megas become like Dynamax, where a Mega Evolution only lasts a few turns. Just don't let any Megas, like, activate Intimidate too many times. Like, we know from Incineroar that is OP. This in-battle timer also means that having multiple Megas is no longer as much of a hindrance. If the battle is long enough, you could use one Mega, have the charge run out, then build up another one and use a different Mega. Using multiple becomes easy, and it means that it can make sense to use one overpowered Mega and one that isn't as strong but works better in certain matchups. And it seems like they want us to use more than one. This trainer uses both Lucario and Gardevoir, this one Gengar and Ampharos, and this one Alakazam and Gyarados. This is good! Mega Evolution is more fun when we get to use a variety of them. I will say the multiple Mega system does work better because at least I don't believe we're getting held items in ZA. It's a real-time battle system, so like the typical held items we're used to would not really work the same. And that's fine. I'm excited to try the new battle system. Now, like I said, I have not missed Megas.
Something new is always really nice.
that much. But if they nail the upgrades in ZA, and it seems like they very well might, I am really excited to use them again. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another one of my video essay style videos, I recommend this one where I talk about why Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl are the worst Pokemon games ever made, even including the Gen 1 games that were full of all kinds of problems.
You know what? I reacted to that a long time ago, and my God, do I agree. But I'm actually really excited for ZA. I mean, I personally didn't have too many, like, I guess on the surface issues about Mega Evolutions, but like hearing them out loud, it's like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. You know, why make the Pokemon who are already strong without Mega Evolutions super duper strong, and keep the ones who are weak that have Mega Evolutions kind of still weak. So hopefully we can see some change when ZA gets released. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, that will be my last video for today. I actually didn't eat lunch, so I would like to go eat lunch. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Tomorrow, I will not be streaming, but I will be on Nova Alkami's stream, and we'll be doing some hand cam Pokemon TCG, which is so fun because I play Pokemon TCG, but I have never participated in a hand cam type of style. So it'll be fun tomorrow. I have 2 decks kind of lined up for tomorrow. So yeah, lunch. It's nearly 7 p.m. It's a late lunch for me. It's nearly 4. So maybe early dinner, I think, is a little more of an accurate way to say things. But yeah, that is all from me today. But I will be streaming on Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I'm pretty confident I'll be streaming them. We might be doing some reacting. We might be doing some Pokemon. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll send you guys off. If you haven't done so yet, please go join my Discord server. Follow me on all my socials. It's at Poseidon Mythos on every single social that you can think of. That I think mainly just Twitter, and Twitch and all the sorts, YouTube. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.